Mielőtt belevágnánk, csak a rendkedvéért vegyük át még egyszer a szabályokat. Kérnénk szépen mindenkitől, hogy a telefonok némítva legyenek. Ez kérés a közönség felé is természetesen.
Before we start, we have to run through the rules, okay? Sorry about that. Rule number 1, make sure that your cell phones are on mute, okay? We are going live. This is a final now, and we don't want to disturb anybody here.
Természetesen meg lehet majd tapsolni, amikor egy-egy páros befejezi a versenyzést, de aztán hagyjuk a többieket, hogy csendben tudjanak tovább dolgozni, tovább rakni a kirakót.
Giving an applause for each other or for yourselves is absolutely fine, but then just make sure that you leave this area quietly.
Kérnénk szépen, hogy egyelőre a zsákokhoz ne nyúljatok, amint a jelzés elhangzik, akkor nyithatjátok majd a zsákot.
Please don't touch the bag until we start the time.
Minden páros egy 1000 darabos Treffel Premium Plus kirakót kap, amit 2 órán belül kell kirakni, tehát 120 perc áll rendelkezésre.
You will have to complete a 1000 piece Treffel Premium puzzle in 2 hours.
Ez a puzzle egyébként nem jelent még meg, tehát történelmi ebből a szempontból is ez a kirakó, egy egyedi puzzle-t rakhattok ki a mai napon.
You are going to work with a unique puzzle which hasn't been published yet.
A dobozok előre ki vannak bontva, hogyha mégis valakinél probléma lenne, akkor a segítőknek azonnal jelezzétek.
We have opened the boxes for you, but in case you have some problems, let us know and raise your hand.
Kérdésként elhangzott itt a selejtezők során, van ugye az asztalon 2 tábla előttetek, hogyha valamelyik zavar benneteket, vagy nincs rá szükség, akkor azt természetesen nyugodtan le lehet venni az asztalról.
Today you can sit the way you want. If you would like to remove one of the boards, okay, you are free to do that, no problem.
Ha a páros elkészült, akkor a páros valamelyik tagja kézfeltartással, illetve stop kiáltással jelezze, hogy befejeztétek a versenyt.
If you are ready with your puzzle, one of you should raise your hand, okay, and say stop.
A segítő a képernyőn látható időt rögzíti, és ha minden rendben van, akkor az időeredmény bekerül a rendszerbe.
Your helper is going to record your time, okay, as seen on the screen, and then that's going to be probably your official result.
Hogyha ne adj Isten hiányzik egy darab, természetesen ezt nem szeretnénk, akkor nincsen időbüntetés, viszont holtversenyes időeredménynél ez is fontos szempont lehet.
If for some reason there is a piece missing, okay, raise your hand, and then there is no time punishment for that, but it may come handy if there's a draw.
És ahogy említettem, ez egy limitált puzzle, de ennek ellenére néhány darabot majd meg lehet vásárolni a regisztrációs pultnál. Azt gondolom, hogy sokak tetszését el fogja majd nyerni ez a kirakó.
The puzzle you will be completing is a limited edition, but some of them may be purchased after the final.
A live stream működik, úgyhogy ha még tudtok jelezni akár ismerősöknek, családtagoknak, barátoknak, akkor ott lehet figyelemmel kísérni az eredményeket és a történéseket.
We are going on live, okay? So if you want to quickly notify your family and friends, they can still watch you.
Az időeredmények pedig a mopepuzzle.hu oldalon folyamatosan megjelennek.
The time results are going up on our website, which is mopepuzzle.hu.
Kedves versenyzők, kedves kísérők, a segítők a helyükön, kérném szépen a kezeket a magasba a segítőktől.
If you look around, you can see your helpers.
Egy nagy-nagy tapsot szeretnék kérni nekik, hiszen egész nap, egész hétvégén segítenek benneteket. Köszönjük a munkátokat, és megvárjuk másodpercre pontosan, természetesen nehogy véletlenül ebből probléma legyen. 40 másodperc múlva rajtol a Puzzle Európa bajnokság első döntője, mégpedig a páros finálé. Sok sikert kívánunk mindenkinek, ne feledjétek, nem csak az idő számít, hanem az élmény is, amit együtt kiraktok.
We are starting in about half a minute. We are going to count down.
Azonnal számolunk vissza, figyeljetek! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, puzzle!
And we're on! Welcome to the final round of the European Jigsaw Puzzle Championship and the pairs category. So people are unboxing already and the flipping is going to begin, and we can also very soon unbox our own copy of the puzzle, which is pretty incredible. So yes, everyone is starting with the flipping now. It is going to be a 1,000-piece trefoil one, which is going to be very soon visible for you as well from a little more closer up. It is an incredible image. Yeah. So yes, joining me for this round is going to be Aaron Madeley from the United Kingdom.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
How has the competition been so far?
It's been good. I've made it through to the final on the solos and the teams, so just missed out on the pairs, so I get the joy of joining you instead.
Yes, which is very, very good for me, because this is going to be a super exciting round that we're going to have to... I think we're going to have a lot to talk about.
I think we are. I think it's going to be fairly fast as well, looking at the having a first sight of the image.
Yes, exactly. It's, yeah, an illustration. And it is Budapest themed, which is very, very beautiful. I can already see a lot of like puzzle pieces being hidden on the image. And there's just many, many tiny details, and everything on the puzzle is related to Hungary.
Exactly. It's very reminiscent of the Valladolid World's Final one.
Yes. Actually, my first question was whether it was the same artist, but it's actually not. The artist is from Poland, Adrian Wilczynski. If I pronounced it correctly. But yes, so the idea actually came from trefoil. So the company themselves, when it turned out that they're going to be the sponsors of the event for the solo and the teams category, they were thinking that for the pairs final it would be nice to have something that is, reminiscent of where the competition was. So these copies are super special. It has like all the sites and also the competition logo on the box, so it's a very, very special puzzle.
Yeah, and a lot of as I said, a lot of hidden little jigsaw puzzle pieces.
Yes.
Hiding throughout. There's a lot of intricate detail in there for the actual extra bits.
Yeah, I'm very, very mesmerized by the image already. Like, yeah, those who come from Hungary will most probably recognize most of the things that are on it. It's actually the view of Budapest. The items are actually a little bit mixed up so that they fit on the vertically aligned puzzle. But you can see the Statue of Freedom on the left side. There's also the Parliament. Obviously, there's a Budapest sign. And yes, people and cars carrying puzzles. There's actually a mother pushing a puzzle piece in a stroller, which is adorable. Yeah, so it's all sites from Budapest. There's the chain bridge, and you can also see like I have seen many people actually visit this place when now they came for the competition. This is the Fisherman's Bastion, which is in the Buda Castle, and then in the middle you can also notice the Danube.
Yeah, exciting. Although it is missing the one highlight of Budapest, the puzzle shop.
Yes, well, the puzzle shop is not on there yet, but maybe next time. Or maybe they can also release their own.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. How has the event been so far for you?
It's been really good. It's it's been a nice little trip. It's been pretty well organised and run, and it's been pretty seamless. So it's been very, very, very good.
Yes.
And I've done all right, so I'm happy. I'm personally happy enough. So
yeah, I'm also very happy about that.
Exactly.
We can already see people sorting using all kinds of trays wherever they can.
Exactly. I think there's quite a lot to sort by colour. There's only kind of two main colours, I suppose, on it, with the buildings and the blue.
Yes, but there seems to be some kind of difference in each of them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and also we're going to see, with it being a portrait image, which is...
Yes.
Yeah, and especially with everyone with the larger tables now, you'd rather be building it landscape, but...
But no.
No.
This is an additional challenge.
Exactly.
It can also be very beneficial for the alignment of how people are seated by the tables, because like you can kind of push the puzzle onto the top at one point and just start adding things there. Oh, there's a puzzle tattoo there.
Ooh.
Peeking through. But yes, still a lot of sorting. Like we are at the 4.5 minute mark, so it's completely normal for 1,000 pieces to still be flipped at this point.
Yeah, people should be most quickest teams I think will be about finished by now, but we'll see. They'll be full into sorting mode.
Yeah, probably. There's also a lot of competitors who sort during flipping already.
Yes.
So yeah, here we already see a lot of things being sorted out.
Yeah.
like it's completely different how you have to approach 1,000
Exactly.
pieces when it's just the two of you. So we have seen teams tackle the 1,000 pieces in the previous 2 rounds,
Yeah.
where you do have 4 people and 8 hands
Exactly.
for the 1,000 pieces, which makes it a lot more easier to handle because you can just distribute everything. But with the 2 people, you have to manage your space way better.
Yes, absolutely. And almost more useful to have boards as well floating around, I think, with 2,
Yes.
for just having them.
Yeah.
Four I find you can get away with it, but 2 without boards, but 2, yeah.
Yeah, in a sense, the boards can kind of also act like an extra set of hands.
Exactly.
In a way, because you can move the things around better.
Exactly that.
And you'd need like stellar space management as well.
Absolutely.
Like we can see all kinds of boards that you can just come up with. I have seen someone running around with a cardboard, just like ripped off a box. Probably they have forgotten their boards.
Well, exactly.
Which,
Anything will do. Anything's better than nothing.
yes, exactly. And you just want to have something at your hands that you can move things around.
I won't be surprised to see the Budapest sign appearing very early on for a lot of teams.
Yes.
Is the red and the text really jumps out, I think.
Yes. Actually, also the pink sky might be
Yes.
something that people tackle very, very early on.
Exactly.
The brown buildings also seem to be different, or that
Yeah.
super green area. There might be some teams that actually go from the top to the bottom.
Potentially. Although I am sort of also drawn to kind of the teal coloured statue and things at the bottom.
Yes.
So we could see those just appear as islands to themselves and get
Yeah.
joined in later.
I guess we're just going to have to see.
Exactly. I think we might have some buildings. I don't know. It's either going to be the buildings or blue left towards the end.
Probably. Oh, and there's also a little Treffel logo.
Oh
hidden
yeah,
there.
in his little carrier bag. Yes.
Yes, so this is also the kind of puzzle that if you look at the image, you just keep seeing stuff every single time. There's something new at every turn. And then I actually also want to look in the box for a minute, because the thing is, we have seen with the prelims that
I think the bottom, and it might be the bottom on this one that's got
there might be some parts of the puzzle
Yes,
that
it is
are
the bottom.
not revealed. And it is true. So there is actually more to the picture than what we see on the box as well. Probably people are prepared for this, but maybe not, and maybe some people are going to be surprised, because you can see a bit more of the sky, and especially the bottom is missing. And I think on the side as well, there's not everything shown, so there's like a
it
little
wraps
bit.
slightly around on the edge of the box.
Exactly. So yes, this is going to be a super exciting puzzle that we're going to try not to topple over
Exactly.
while we're sitting here. You can also just weigh it down with this one.
Yeah.
Yes. The flipping is mostly done by now, so it's around 8 minutes, which I think is completely normal. So like, if you think about it, like 500 pieces usually take about, for the super fast people, it's about 2.5 minutes, and then maybe 4 is like somewhere around the average. So 8 minutes is somewhere around the average for doing a flip.
It depends how much sorting they're doing at the same time. I think if you're just flipping, they can do it. Obviously, 2 of them, they can do it in the 500 time. But
Yes. Yeah, but then you don't really do anything.
if you're not doing any sorting, it's you can't really just set someone off going at that point. So
Yes, and especially with the 1,000 pieces, you also can't really avoid any of the sorting.
exactly. I'm kind of starting to see some edges come together now a bit in places. And I wouldn't be surprised to see, a lot of edges first.
Yeah, it could be tricky as well, though, because I'm not entirely sure if there's any gradient to the water, for example, on the sides, because that can be a little bit tricky to assemble.
There's a little bit, but I think it's quite hard to see.
Also, to tell which side it
Oh,
belongs
that's
to
difficult.
can be hard.
Yeah.
So the edge might be a little bit more tricky. I wonder how many people are going to go for a full edge before they start building the inside.
Especially when you've got things like the sign or some of the statue maybe, or some of the sky to go for. They might just lean towards that instead.
Yes, because there are just big blocks of things in the puzzle that could be easier to tackle one by one instead of having to go into the edge. It is very good, though, to separate the edge, whatever you're doing, because then you always have something to fall back on if you really don't have anything to do. Yes, how would you tackle this puzzle, do you think?
I think I would lean towards getting someone off doing the edge, and then I think the Budapest sign will just appear by itself by whoever grabs the pieces for it.
Probably.
And then I think I would probably grab the sky, just because I prefer skies. Even though it's not a gradient sky, it's not a real sky almost, but
It's not really not a
no,
real sky.
it's not a real sky. It's completely
Yeah.
flat with obviously clouds, but
Yeah, it is kind of a block of color
Yeah.
though, and then once you have the sky, actually, you have like the top section.
it's almost the horizon of the sky, kind of with the tree. Will be reasonably. I can't quite tell if that top right corner is on the edge or not.
I think it is.
So it might make it quite easy. There's not too many sky pieces, so I think it's something easy to throw together.
Yeah, probably once you figure that out, that is maybe like 30 pieces
Yeah.
done already
Yeah,
of
and
the
then
puzzle.
and then you could go into the green hill as well behind it, because there's not. I mean, other than there's not a huge amount of other green in the puzzle, apart from the car and the pram. So
There's some in the bottom.
but that's
as well,
probably
but-
largely on the edge. So it's
Yeah.
if you've got the edge, it's probably fine.
Yeah, most probably. So it is the green sections that do jump out, but it's also like we have to take a look at the pieces as well.
Exactly.
Of like you can never know what really jumps out once you see the actual pieces.
So I've looked inside the bag of this. I saw a lot more green than I was hoping to see. So
Yeah, exactly. So it's tricky because every time you look at just the puzzle
Exactly.
image of something that you haven't done, like you can speculate, but it's really
Exactly.
the deciding factor is once you actually see the pieces. We already see some pairs sitting next to each other instead of on opposite sides.
that doesn't overly surprise me. I think because it's. I mean, again with this, it's you probably because a lot of it's. I don't know if there is that. I assume there's space to build it portrait on the tables, but it'll be tight to the edge, so
Probably yes.
it'll be pretty much up to the edge. So we'll see if anyone does do that. I haven't. We'll probably get a closer view at some point of someone doing that, but.
They're probably also going to work from the side
Yeah.
and not from bottom to top. So
Exactly.
like, yeah, that is also easier to see. But then I would actually maybe flip the box as well.
Exactly. Yeah, I think so.
Yes. And then we have a couple of mascots, obviously, in the
Mascots.
final. We have
Dinosaurs.
been taking a look
Excellent.
at what mascots we have.
should have the
taking a look at the puzzle.
reappearance.
And yes, here's the dinosaur. We haven't actually seen this one yet. It has been hiding, but it also seems like a small one. We know Prim Prim
Exactly.
from Amelia. He's a little red panda that we have known already.
Exactly.
This is one mascot that has got pretty famous. Do you have one? Oh, and Annemie's unicorns.
No, I sadly I haven't found something suitable enough yet.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the.
And at this point, you always have to come up with something
favourite one,
new.
Exactly.
I feel
You
like.
can't have the same as anyone else.
I like the duck though.
Exactly. I think that's my favourite, but
Well, you haven't seen all yet.
I'm well. There's more to come.
There still might be a couple. Yes.
Yes.
Back to the puzzle. This is also like the column feels like would be something that could be an easy solve.
Yeah, because it's so different to the rest of it. There's nothing. There's not many completely flat pieces, and that's probably the only place where it has some,
Yes.
especially of that colour. So everything else seems to have a bit more detail on it
Yeah.
somewhere.
There's already a Budapest sign.
There we go. Yeah, unsurprised, and the sky starting to come together as well.
Exactly. They are
So-
progressing fast.
Exactly, yeah,
already.
so yeah, exactly, yeah. Same there as well. So
Yet another unicorn. I think that might be borrowed from Annemie this time.
spare unicorn, handing out.
And the Budapest sign.
exactly.
Yeah, we're going to see that appear in
I
many,
think
many
that's going to be the first thing in a lot of them.
It reminds me of the first qualifying round of the individuals where you had the red door on the car.
Yes.
That was appearing on every single table, which was pretty nice. So yes, there's so many beautiful details in this picture.
Exactly.
It's a very
There's a
very
lot
charming
of
puzzle.
small animals all the way throughout. There's a lot of cats hiding in this as well.
Oh yeah, true. I mostly noticed the birds, and obviously it seemed like a dog. I think it's a dog because he is on a leash.
I think
the
that.
very top.
Oh yeah, that is a dog. And there's also a dog. A couple of dogs digging for puzzle pieces in the corner.
Oh, true. There's a Dalmatian, but the owner is not very happy about it. So there's like even little stories about it. And then I actually
Exactly.
just noticed that there's Hero Square
Yep.
as well, which some people might have seen
Yep.
during their stay. Yes.
And you've got the. I suppose that column also easy because of the signature on it as well.
Yes. There is. Where's the signature? Ah, there
on
it
the
is. It
column.
has been.
So I've
hidden.
seen. Oh yeah.
It does seem like the sign on,
Is that a sign?
or I mean, as if it belonged. to the
Yes, yeah.
statue.
I couldn't tell whether it was just had been added to the poster and not on the image, but I've seen it in the pieces now. So
Yes. Yeah, yeah. So it's very well hidden there.
exactly.
Yeah, it's a very, very charming puzzle. And we see Christian and his partner. They're also already working on some of the edge. There's the Budapest sign floating around. And it seems a little bit of a chaos.
It seems a bit quite. I was going to say it seems quite chaotic. It's
they are kind of reaching for everything all at once.
yeah, exactly.
Which is also a way to go around this puzzle because there's so
many
different-
specific things you can do. As soon as you see it, you just gotta shove it together. Yeah.
And you can kind of just build everything together at the end. So like, especially there are some puzzlers who are this kind of chaotic puzzlers who just like reach for anything, like little small things, and then it looks like they haven't really done anything yet.
And then it all comes together really
Yes.
fast.
And then at one point they just push the pieces together and there's the image,
Exactly.
deceiving the onlookers of like how much progress they have made.
Have we got any predictions for time on this one?
Ooh, that's something that we're also going to have to ask the YouTube comments, whether you have any speculations of what time there's going to be. It's super hard to tell. I would say under an hour, definitely.
I think definitely under an hour.
And probably under 50 minutes.
I think it's going to be around the 50-minute mark.
Okay.
I might lean for slightly over.
I'm more optimistic. I'm going to say 45.
Which is faster than the world's winning time.
Yeah.
So
People have
improved.
Faster.
I mean, people have improved so much. Yeah. So it's trying to balance that. I think this is a slightly harder image,
Yes.
but then people have got faster. So
Exactly. So yeah, we have been saying over and over that people are just getting so much faster.
So much.
Like compared to Worlds in 2023, where people could get into the final with like a comfortable almost an hour.
exactly.
And they
now,
could be in the finals. And now, if you do a puzzle in about 50 minutes, you're not in the finals.
You're not quite making it now.
So it's most probably going to be even more tight at Worlds. So that's why I'm also like confident to go for like an even lower.
I'm going to go for 50 minutes and 1 second. I think it's going to be just outside.
Okay. So yeah, we have our predictions, and feel free to add yours if you feel like it. And yes, another Budapest sign being shown.
Exactly.
And not quite figuring out where that one time is going. There's a very, very optimistic speculation of 37 minutes. And yes, hi Rika. Rika is saying 48 minutes.
Yeah.
Which
I
is
think
reasonable.
around that. Anything in that kind of anything that a 4 or a 5 is possible. But
Yes. And then any predictions of who we should be looking for?
my view is any of the top 6, any of the top 6 tables are likely to win this.
Yes. So the way the tables have been put together is like from the previous qualifying rounds, pretty much the first one from the first round, first one from from the second round. And the first one from the first round and the second one, first one from the second round. So that's how they got the table orders, which have been actually, I found out that has been emailed out to the participants pretty swiftly after the results.
It's been really efficient with the results coming out and table numbers.
Since I didn't participate in the competition, I haven't experienced that. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
No, so, I mean, results have been available within, you can see your own result on the website within about a minute of yourself finishing. So you know pretty much where you've come. A few appear slightly later, but they're almost instantaneously. And yes, as soon as they've decided what the qualifiers are, they've been firing out emails telling you your table number for the next competition. So
amazing.
It's been really handy.
That has been working pretty well. And in the meantime, I have got a message from the organizers, and it's pretty much an important information for anyone who is interested in how the competition is going. So if you want to know who's sitting at which table, that is available on the website of the competition, and also you can follow the results live on the competition website, which is mopepuzzle.hu. So you can find the event on this website, and it's going to be available there. So they're going to be uploading everything, but there's still a couple of minutes before any results are going to start coming in. And we see Vicky and Tekla working very hard at already the Budapest sign.
Yeah.
And it seems like one of them is working on the top and the other is working on the bottom.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think because the shades of blue are very different as well. You've got that kind of darker blue towards the bottom half.
Exactly.
Like you can see this getting split top half, bottom half.
Yes. In a way, it also feels like it would make sense to work by background on this image at one point, because you might get lost in the detail on like the individual elements. There's an entire house already built.
That's the bottom section, isn't it? So I suppose that's the only bit of black
Yeah, true. It also like kind of like, I don't know, like I barely noticed that it
Exactly.
already
I think
is
because
there.
it's covered on the box, it's.
Could be, yes.
So you think it's not there?
It also might be possible that the pieces themselves are very visible because of the darkness. This is
Yes.
like pretty much the only dark element.
Exactly.
But yes, this is how like everyone is tackling it. Like we see a very similar pattern forming.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm getting more and more stuck to the idea that it might be good to like switch to working by background at one point.
Absolutely.
Like yes, you have the very distinct elements that might help, but then maybe go off background. But we're going to see how people are tackling it.
Yeah. I think we've seen the odd section of building. I think on this one we can see that kind of teal-coloured building in the bottom right corner, actually appearing before the Budapest sign on the, for this pair, which is almost the first. And there's that full bottom edge now.
Yes, it is. It is finding its place, but they can't really decide which one goes where yet.
Exactly.
I did see like a hand movement that said like, no, not now. Yeah, there was one inside joke that I have heard from one team actually that they were saying that it's like a running joke from a competition
Yep.
from like years ago that they were looking for like one piece somewhere and they were like, where does this go? Where does this go? And then one person from the team just ripped it out of their hand and said nowhere and just put it down. I'm like, don't look
But that
for
needs to
it, go
happen.
for
It's
something
you
else.
just need to forget about it and move on.
Yes.
Spend more time thinking than doing, and it's not good.
Yes, yeah, people are progressing incredibly fast around here.
Exactly.
There's a lot of images already forming, a lot of the elements, and it's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
It is also possible that people are gaining speed now because it's the beginning first. Ooh, that's a very clean puzzle there.
Well, that's very tidy, isn't it?
Yes.
God, yeah.
And yes, so that people are now gaining speed on like the easier elements, the entire green section.
There we go. That's
there.
yeah. I'm not surprised there because I think with that being the only section of green. So.
Yes, the check pair is
Exactly,
very
they are.
much rocking it. Yes, so that the individual elements still go quick, but then once you get into like the very similar parts,
It's
might
when you get
slow
into the
people
buildings.
down.
They all have different brickwork, but how easy is that to see and sort? I think whilst there's still 600 pieces left in your pile, it's going to be hard to see.
Yes.
Towards the end, they might start to come together a bit more. I think it's the buildings left to last.
Oh yes. And then we see a YouTube comment related to like the funny
Exactly,
story.
back into puzzle jail. Yeah.
There's those pieces that go into puzzle jail at one point. Do you have that? Do you have like a separate section where you put?
I tried
pieces
to,
that
but
you
then
just can't find?
and then I somehow still end up picking them up again.
Yes.
Because there's always the shiny piece that you think I should be able to easily see where that goes. Then you forget about it for a second, then you pick it up again because it looks easy and it just isn't.
And it just doesn't. Yes.
Yeah.
And then the puzzle is pretty much done, and that's when you can actually place it.
Exactly.
Most of the time. Yeah, it's very well said. It is puzzle jail.
Yeah, I think the only time it truly goes to puzzle jail is when I accidentally knock it on the floor, hide it in my pocket.
Yeah, but then that's a separate puzzle jail.
Exactly.
Yes, we see Annemie and Patrick from Switzerland, and they are also working extremely hard. And the sky is already pretty much done. Budapest sign, obviously.
Yeah.
And
We haven't. Oh, is this? Oh, no, that's the post I was going to say. That's the first kind of building that we've seen actually for a while. Is the kind of the columns on the right hand side there for them.
oh yes,
Again, it's because it's got that green background probably that it's.
yes, they are probably easy to sort out. But then all the green elements are there.
Yes, they're all
Yes.
sorted and ready to go. Yeah.
And now we get confirmation that it was indeed Victor.
Yes,
with,
it was
with
Victor,
the
yes.
lightning hands.
Exactly.
It was actually pretty interesting how he was placing the pieces onto the picture,
Yeah.
just to like see whether they are really going there.
Yeah. Because I was kind of getting worried looking at Victor how close his forearms were going to the puzzle. It's a problem I've been having far too much of.
Oh, yeah.
Accidentally gets too close and
Yeah.
and it just sticks.
Yeah, and then you can
Yeah.
also accidentally
Yeah.
swipe a couple
Exactly.
of pieces. And there's an edge that just came together. That's also one very satisfying thing.
It is. Well, they're missing one piece from it. Oh, no,
Oh,
one or
no.
two. And
Okay.
it'll be somewhere. It'll show up.
That is pretty tricky though, because they have trapped a lot of the blue pieces in the middle, and that could be
Could
an
get in the
obstacle.
way quite heavily. Yes. Well, they seem to be intending to maybe go for it.
Yeah, it seems like it
Is
because
that the
she has
road?
this-
Is it the road that she's got as well?
It seems like the river and the road above it
Yeah.
as well. So it is the middle section.
Yeah.
It is a daring strategy though.
It is. I mean, it's doable.
Yeah, but it's
I
like
wouldn't
there are
go
a
for
lot
it
of
first.
individual sections that would need to be sorted out. It is doable. It is a good approach.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it working. I wouldn't be brave enough to go for it myself. But
Yeah, there as well we can. That also pretty interesting because it seems like she's doing the outlines of some of the images where over some of the buildings where like there's like a very distinct difference. So there was the pavement on the top, which is like super purple, and then the bricks of the building. So you have like probably pieces that have a division in them, which is also quite practical
exactly.
to just work along those lines, and then you can fill in the
afterwards.
space in between.
Exactly.
And then we see a Slovakian pair. Also, the parliament building is forming.
Exactly.
They seem to be. Everyone seems to be looking at the pictures a
Yes,
lot.
I think so. I think it's useful on this one. I don't think because with it being an illustration, again, you've got to generally look at the picture more. But I prefer photos. Just get my head down and just go feel more. But it's yeah. I think especially with the detail on this, you've got to look where it goes. I think you're going to pick up something, and you know it's going to have something that you can see in the poster.
Oh,
And
exactly.
then gotta go in. Ooh, that is some board work.
That is hardcore board work, but it's super practical.
It's super organised and practical. It's just
Yes.
I'll just be too scared to knock that off the table.
Yeah. The bottom is already. Yeah. The
So it's
bottom
already hanging
building
off
is
the
already
edge.
done. Yeah.
Yeah, and the bottom's done, the top, the sky's done, and they're just the sky in strips, and they kind of
You have to be very conscious of what is happening.
getting placed in now.
Yeah, and they want to do exactly that, what the Swedish pair
Swedish
is
pair
now
is-
doing,
yes.
of like having the puzzle on the top and then everything else on the bottom, and then you can work from it.
They're very much I think I like the way they've got that set up.
If I think about it though, it is a pretty long way to go for a piece from the very bottom
Exactly,
of
all
the
the way to the top.
all the way to the top.
Yes.
But that's also where the boards come in very, very handy, because you can go,
move them
go
really
to the
quickly,
bottom,
yes.
you gather up all the pieces that you might need for whatever you're doing in the top section and just transfer it all onto the top.
Yes.
Yes, it does seem like these fixed elements that we have been pointing out, like
Are the ones
bottom building,
appearing?
Those are the ones, but not
it's-
much else yet.
Yeah, the domes of the teal dome and the red dome of
Yes.
of some of the buildings have appeared in a lot of them, but yeah, none of the other buildings really.
Yes. Actually, I have also just noticed that some of these statues and the buildings on the top of the dome here, they actually also have patina on them, which is also like a very typical thing. Like if you look at any of the statues, they are like
Matches up
that.
to it.
So it has so many charming little details. It's very heartwarming for me.
Exactly.
Yes. There's also a parliament building there. It seems like it can be sorted very well because you see
Yes.
very organized piles.
Yes, I think yeah, the sorting will pay a lot of dividends later on this one.
Yes, definitely. And the edge still haven't come together,
No.
so there's still that
There's
one.
still
missing
one
piece on the
somewhere.
top.
Somewhere, he'll be somewhere.
Yeah, at one point. Hopefully it's not on the floor. And here almost the entire top section
Exactly.
is done. But it's also interesting to see that the middles of the clouds are missing.
Yes, because they're blue, and it's going to be completely. It's the same, and it is very similar to the blue of the water.
Yes, it's pretty much the same color.
Yep.
And yes, a part of the hero square is already done, which is on the top right. That's this section. Ah, this is the Finnish pair. I now see. I actually now people appearing. It's hard to follow because I can't see the table numbers.
Exactly.
So we'd rather want to see the puzzles than the
Yes.
table numbers. But it's also hard to make out who we are looking at.
Till you get
from
that
time to
slightly
time.
pulled back shot, and then you can see the faces.
Yes, exactly.
This is why I'm a fan of more coordinated pairs T-shirts.
Oh yeah. Even though it's already useful if you have like a team shirt that
Exactly.
the pairs are wearing, because then you have an easier time recognizing them. This pair is from Austria. I recognize them. And yes, you have a lot of like scattered white pieces.
Slightly
which
more
is-
chaos in the middle of their puzzle, yes.
Those are supposed to be the buildings.
Yes.
There might be some system to it because you can see a difference in the colors.
Exactly. And
as
yeah,
you are
the
organizing
colours
it.
and the brickwork are different in it, so you could, in theory, get those together.
Yes. And Kati and Chiara are also just flying through this puzzle. They do seem to struggle a little bit, though. There was some words exchanged
Yeah.
just now. The top section is already completely done, the park. And yeah, the Budapest sign has all
Yeah.
of them. And like these are the elements, and then now is the time when people start filling things in, and that might be harder to navigate. because it's a lot of similar elements.
There's just a lot of small orange elements throughout the whole puzzle as well, which I think that's why I think when we saw that last one, they didn't have the jigsaw puzzle piece in the middle bottom filled in.
Ooh.
And because there's a lot, just every little section of it has something orange in it.
Yes, and it might be hard to tell like which orange.
Which orange piece of orange you've got, which orange puzzle piece you've got.
Yes, exactly.
Because they are all puzzle piece images as well, a lot of them.
Yeah. It is true though that also these oranges have differences in them. So like
Yes.
this orange has like lines in there that are like more black and dark. Those orange pieces are like a little bit lighter, and then that's very orange.
Yes.
And then there's like the little taxi cab, which might be like 3 or 4 pieces, but it's probably hard to make out from all the
Exactly.
others. And we see a Hungarian pair, Vanda and Merci, and they haven't completed the edge though. Or
Oh,
if they have, it's on the side.
It's hiding somewhere if they haven't. It might just be saved for later and they've gone for features first. They've
Exactly.
done the top edge, obviously, but
Yeah, because that's very,
Sides,
very evident. But it is like there seems to be some order to that chaos that they have in the middle, because like the blue pieces are very much together. And yes,
that one's looking quite good.
the pair from Poland.
Hmm.
There's a lot of progress made here as well. Like the bottom building is done, and this is the first Statue of Liberty that we can see on the
Yes.
side.
I was expecting maybe to see a few of those earlier, but
And I can only agree with Rika that the more we look at the picture, it's
another really fun one. Exactly.
Yes, I've been getting this question throughout the weekend if I'm jealous of everyone that is puzzling, because I'm not puzzling myself, and I was thinking that I'm most probably going to be extremely jealous during the finals, and yes, I'm extremely jealous now. Like I would love to do this puzzle myself. And yes, the pair from Sweden, they haven't closed up the edge yet, but it seems done.
They do have do they have the statue on the left done? I think they do.
Trying
to see
yeah,
over his
the
arm.
bottom of it was there, that's for sure. Another pair from Poland with Christian and Justina. And there seems to be a lot of chaos in the middle still. Somehow there's a lot of pieces, but there is
Some order. I mean, the
some
greens are
order.
all in the right sort of part. And
Yes, it's like pieces are thrown to where they are supposed to go later on.
Yeah, you don't have to move them as much. When you do, you have to put them in, but
It's very, very different compared to like most of the puzzles that we see now that do have like a kind of a framework of what the image is going to be. And yes, it could be a nice tourism ad now that there's the little Budapest sign on every
Exactly.
single table.
Exactly.
It is a very, very beautiful image. And I would also like to think that this is a fun image to do.
Yes.
There is enough challenges in there,
Yeah,
but it's also interesting to do. There's
exactly. It's not. There's always something you can always go and switch and move on to something else with this one. It's not like you're going to get too stuck on it.
Exactly. Is it your type of image? Like, are you more for illustrations?
I'm not for illustrations at all.
Not at all.
I want nice photos of skies and landscapes, preferably. Personally.
Okay.
So I'd have preferred a nice, aerial shot maybe of
Oh yeah.
or a photo of it with
That-
a nice gradient sky in the background.
At one point, it would actually be a very interesting like change, because we do see a lot of
We've
illustrations.
seen a lot of illustrations and competitions recently. Yes.
Yeah, especially because like with illustrations, you can like mention the artist. You're like, yeah, this is like all hand drawn, and no AI, which is like usually very important. And so you can like show that off a little bit more.
We're just going through phases of kind of art style almost.
Yes.
We're very much in an illustration era almost of it.
Yeah, because like before, we have seen way more photographs.
Yes.
Especially looking back at
it's really-
like Worlds puzzles from a couple of
It's
years
only
ago.
really was it the Norwegian Championships that had a fun
That was a
photograph?
photo. Ooh, that
I'll say fun, but
No, I wouldn't say that was fun.
my kind of fun. That one.
Yes. And it's just taking shape more and more with every single person. And a lot of pairs seem neck to neck as well, because they are working on pretty much
Exactly,
the same
same
parts,
bits.
and they're just as fast. So this is going to be very close.
Nordics. There we go. Nordic Championships had the photos.
Yeah, I had all photos.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's out of fashion now.
It
but
really
I,
is.
I would also like to think that it is going to come back at one point.
I think it's easy to have a bad photo for a puzzle.
Yeah.
Easier.
Yes.
I think
Also, the big advantage with illustrations is that the artist
change
can
them.
actually also take it into consideration that it's
Yes,
going to be a
a puzzle.
puzzle. Like during the interviews of one of the U.S.
Yes.
nationals, I think the artist was actually talking about like how the picture is going to have to be changed depending on how the piece cut is going to
Exactly.
be, just so that it's like either more challenging or more easy. And in comparison, you can't change a photo.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
You have a photo, that's a photo.
They can go through kind of a bit more iterative process with the illustrations and
Exactly.
fine tune it for which bits don't work for when it's cut into a puzzle.
Yes, but with a photo, you have the set image, and that's it.
Exactly.
Unless you start going hardcore with Photoshop. And yes, from what I have seen so far, there are about 8 teams that are extremely close to each other. So it is going to be a neck-to-neck competition. And we had a switch from
Victor,
at
yes.
table 1 with
Victor
Victor and
sprinting
Natalia.
around.
And that was a sprint that we have seen
Yeah.
just now.
Well, he did go the long way round for some reason as well, though.
I think they were afraid to knock over the
Puzzle box, yep.
which would have taken a bit more time than actually
Exactly.
running around the table. So
Exactly.
that was quite athletic there.
Yeah, they haven't fully optimised by getting rid of the other 2 chairs.
Yes.
Get them out of the way.
Yeah. But oh well, it is actually pretty practical because as you can see with the Austrian team, they can use it for storage of the puzzle box.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. It's going to be an extremely close competition.
It is.
So it does take longer to get to the end of a 1,000-piece puzzle, but once we're there.
Once it gets close to the end, it goes so fast.
Oh yes, and we're actually almost at 40 minutes by now.
Exactly.
So it might actually take longer. I might have been very optimistic with 45 minutes. But who knows? There are some pairs that we haven't seen so far.
Exactly.
So yes, there might be surprises around.
I think it is just it being kind of predominantly 2 colours, which I think is what's slowing people down more than anything else.
Yes, that is true. And also, you want it to be challenging for
Exactly.
a pairs final.
Exactly. You don't want
It is a European Championship in the
Yes.
end, so you want the puzzles to be challenging.
Exactly.
And
Trophies.
we get a glimpse of the trophies.
Yes, and the puzzles that people will definitely have the packing space to take home with when they win.
Oh yes, someone was actually telling me that whoever is getting those several 1,000-piece puzzles, those are going to be a challenge to fit
Exactly.
into whatever luggage they're carrying.
And of course, it's the people that definitely need the puzzles that most that'll be winning them.
Yes, exactly. The prizes are really, really beautiful,
Exactly.
though. I especially like the team trophies,
Yeah.
which are like they look super special, and yeah, I took a closer look earlier on, and they are actually made of the plexiglass,
Ooh.
which is just like it makes it look more original. And yes, we have some people time lapsing. I can see that as well, which in hindsight is going to be like a good memory as well. It could also be used for a YouTube video later on.
And you know, also just for learning for
yeah.
future training.
Now I have actually seen that it was Jeanette and Stein, and Jeanette does have a YouTube channel.
Excellent.
So that's where the video probably goes.
I always feel like I should video myself at some point, but I just don't want to watch it back.
From time to time, it's very, very practical.
Yes.
But the thing is, like, because like if you have like average times, which is like I don't know, 45 to 50 minutes, or even to an hour, like you video that, and then you start looking through it, and that's an hour of footage that you have to go through. So it can be tedious, and
mostly you just be watching yourself not moving, and just
yes.
I suppose that's what you want to cut out as much as possible. So.
Yes, and then the 2 briggies from Hungary are also making great progress there. The top and bottom are taking shape very, very well, and then there's different elements that are already forming. Also, the Statue of Liberty is appearing in more and more.
I think so
puzzles.
because it's just got that different colour to it, so it's easier to pull out and just throw in. It very much does look like it's either going to be the buildings or the river left to last. The more we see.
Yeah, we see the green
middle.
car as well.
Yes.
Yeah, they're making space. It seems like they're a little bit more pushed closer together at the moment, because there's like a building in the middle that is still missing, but like the Budapest sign and everything is like very much to the top. But yeah, they need space for like assembling the other elements.
Yes.
Yes, this is Mercy and Wanda from Hungary. And this is actually also a very good progress that we're seeing here. Top and bottom pretty much finished.
Yep.
The green area is still missing though.
it's the same kind of all the same sort of features that we're seeing with everyone else's, isn't it?
Yeah,
There's definitely an obvious way to start this.
they have more of the elements done in the middle though,
Yes.
as compared to the other ones. And yes, the Budapest sign is just so charming.
Exactly.
everywhere.
It's just may not be anything joined to it on some of them, but it's definitely there and complete.
It's a very good center point for
Exactly.
the puzzle. It's also like a point of orientation because you can kind of figure out where it's going to be. Ooh,
that's
there's
looking
great progress
exciting.
doing there. The top is pretty much done. Clouds
Yeah,
are missing.
again, clouds are missing. I'm almost surprised the clouds are missing because I can't imagine any of the river pieces are just all blue.
I think they blend in very well
blend
because
in very
like
well.
the clouds have 3 different colors
Yeah.
in them, and the top ones are formed already because those are
Yes.
also connected to like the pink sky, but everything
Yeah.
else is just the same. It blends in.
Yeah, I
with all
suppose
the
I was
other
just
blues.
thinking some of the other all the other blues would have a bit of building on them, whereas the cloud pieces don't. So
Yes,
sort of surprised to see that more clouds aren't complete, but
more probably.
people are just leaving the blue to the end, and it'll be
Exactly.
really obvious when you grab them.
That's what I was thinking as well, because it's easier to just like throw everything to the side that is blue for now, because then once you have like less pieces that are there for you to see, that's when you can like pay really attention to like the detail that
Yeah.
is in the blue. And there is a question on YouTube whether the puzzle will be sale in the arena tomorrow. As far as I know, it might be on sale now as
Yeah,
well.
it probably will be.
At registration.
I
It
know-
probably will be for sale tomorrow as well.
I know they had a price listed for Truffle 1000, and this is the only Truffle 1000 that we've got. So
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so they are well prepared. And this is a nice souvenir.
yeah, and all the ones from yesterday are still on sale today. So I'd have thought they should have it tomorrow.
Yes, of course. It wouldn't make sense if it wasn't. So it is going to be probably available tomorrow as well. Yeah, the puzzle is coming together on a lot of tables. It feels like it's more than eight pairs now that are like neck to neck. It's hard to tell who is closest.
That's looking pretty, but I'm leaning towards that. Was that Veronica and her partner? Was it?
Yes,
I-
but
I'd
Kati
lean
and
to-
Kiara are
I'd
doing
lean
great
towards-
as well.
Yeah, it's close.
It's super close. It's going to be a very close competition.
It's looking like it's going to be about 50 minutes.
It might be. Ooh, Vicky and Tekla are also doing incredibly well here. It's mostly working from the top and bottom to the inside.
Yeah,
So it feels like the edges have helped a lot for those
Yes.
people that have done them.
I think yes, especially because you've got like that Statue of Liberty on the side that you will just attach over to the edge. So
It's just easier to
build
bring
out
it
from it.
inside.
mm,
And then the check pair is also progressing incredibly fast. You have the road in the middle already above the Danube. And then yes, these split screens are actually going to be very helpful in the
Exactly.
upcoming few minutes, I think.
yes, I
Because
think they are.
we're going to have to follow multiple people. And I still have a feeling that we're going to miss a finisher.
Oh, for sure.
Because it's just, if it's this
'Cause
close.
You've also got some pairs who are definitely better at thousands than they are at 500s that might not be as near the front as they would be if it was just all thousands all the way.
That is also true. There are some people who are way stronger with 1,000 pieces. Yeah, we might be surprised.
Exactly.
Yeah, the two Briggies are doing great as well on the top left corner. We actually have 2 Hungarian teams on the left now, or 2 Hungarian pairs. Incredible progress on these tables. Yeah, so I have to rethink my original
Your original estimates.
prediction. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be 45 minutes. We have about a minute and a half until then,
Yes.
and that's
I
not
think it's
going to be
looking
enough.
hopeful on that front, but
Yeah, but I'm always optimistic.
rapid finish. Rapid
Yes.
finish.
A rapid finish. That would be an extremely rapid finish.
Yes. But when they're down to 100 pieces, it'll be done in a couple of minutes.
Yes, because that's like 50 pieces each.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's also like hard to tell with like this many pieces left of like
How many pieces do they actually have as well left?
Oh, yeah.
It's so easy to just be out by 100 pieces.
Yeah, especially when you're me.
Yeah.
I've been getting that wrong, and like I'm kind of consciously avoiding having to say how many pieces are left
Exactly,
now
no,
because
no,
I
just
just keep
no.
getting it wrong. If it's 10 pieces, I can tell it's 10 pieces, but otherwise, no.
Otherwise, you always think it's less than it is when you're looking at it.
Lena and Maya on the top left corner are also closing in on the top section. There's a lot done, and it seems like there might be a cloud that is already finished. They might have accidentally like laid their hands on one of the cloud pieces that were missing. We have a lot of pairs neck to neck here.
Exactly.
The Polish pair in the bottom right are extremely close to finishing.
I think they could be in the leads.
They could be in the lead, actually.
Because they've nearly got all the blue in, and then it's just buildings.
From then on, it's pretty much
Yeah.
just blue and white.
Yeah.
And Kati and Chiara.
See, that's just that big block.
Yeah, the difference between them and the other pair is that they have just like one big hole
big
missing,
hole, yes.
and the others they have like
Everyone's got all the blue, and then it's just the different buildings. So
Yes.
the others might be quicker because you've got the different brickwork textures, but it's
Who knows? Who knows? We're going to have to see just now. It is extremely close, but I would say Kati and Chiara
It might just have it. It's
lead at the
close.
moment.
I think it's between them and the Polish pair.
Yes, it seems like it. But the Dutch pair on the top right corner, they are also
Fine.
getting very close. But yeah, I would say
I
about
think
2/3 is done. But pretty much Kati and Chiara have it now.
Yeah.
And who knows? Someone might still catch up. They still have a way to go. And they have it sorted pretty well as well.
Yeah.
They are working on very specific sections, the two of them. They are
Again,
trying
that
to
column.
separate it.
That column clearly has got caught up with something, mixed up with something else. The base of the column.
It
They haven't
seems
got
like
that
it,
in.
yes.
Probably the road, I suppose. It's the same sort of shade.
Yes. It also looks like they have already covered up the parts that are already
it's
done.
The Budapest line.
Oh, yeah. No,
they've ruined the advertising, but it's already faster for them. Catch those pieces closer.
It's also super practical because you don't have to look at that section of the puzzle anymore, so it doesn't take your attention away when you're searching for the place where the pieces go. So yes, they have it. They are pretty solidly in the lead, but also the Polish pair is pulling up very, very close.
They're very close. I think it's just
It is tricky with the white pieces. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because I think Kati and Chiara
I've got most of those done. They've just got it's sort of slightly brown or white.
and they are more pronounced, so there's more differences that you can go by. Whereas with the white pieces, you get a little bit more lost, and also it's a white table, and so the details might get a little bit lost.
Yeah, I am feeling quite confident with my time prediction at the moment. Go with that.
Yes, Rika said 48 minutes, which is also probably not
Quite
going
close.
to happen.
Yeah, it's probably they've got probably what 100 left now.
It's getting closer and closer.
I think it's about 100. My maths might be out. It might be less.
Yes, I'm trying to look at the gaps, and it's less than 100 pieces. I would say maybe 80.
Yeah.
Something like that. The thing is, they seem to be in the lead very much.
I would. Yeah, we'll see. We might flip back to the Polish pair again and see where they're at. But
Yes, and we might be surprised.
I'd be surprised because it was very much just. We'll see if they just had a lot of white left to do.
And it has happened in previous rounds as well that we were pretty confident
There we go.
about.
Hello.
Ooh,
I think they might be ahead then.
they might be ahead. Even though, like, it's tricky because on the white table it's hard to see how much is actually missing for us, because I'm just spotting that, like, the Parliament building is actually completely missing.
I think they've got. Oh yeah, they've got the top. There's
there's
white holes.
There's white holes on the white table.
Yes.
So it is.
Yes.
I think Kati and Chiara is still a little bit more in the lead, but it has happened before with other rounds that we were looking at a pair thinking that they are.
They've got it, and then no.
And then all of a sudden they cut to someone else.
I think if there's a lot of white on the puzzle, we should move to blue or black tables for future competitions.
Yeah, actually, the black tables. I have been to competitions where there was a black table and it was extremely hard.
I think it depends on the puzzle.
Yeah, that specifically was a dark puzzle.
It's slightly better for camera, I think, though.
Maybe, yes. Yeah, the white table can burn out on the camera a little bit. They are extremely close.
They are.
It's neck to neck at this point. And Merzi and Wanda are actually, I think, deceivingly close as well, because they have the top and the bottom separately.
And that could, yes. When they join that up, it'll be.
And once they close the puzzle, it might actually look completely finished. But there is still way more pieces lying around, and Kati and Chiara are just down to like 20, 30 pieces.
I just can't tell what Veronica and her partner are down to.
Yeah,
There's a lot of white. It's white. I can't see the white.
and I think that what is to their disadvantage as well is that those pieces are scattered all over, while Kati and
Yes.
Chiara are working on just one spot.
Exactly. Yeah, I
So
think.
they don't really have to move around that much. So it's yes,
Yes.
it's
You've got
extremely
that bottom right
close.
corner and just seeing a chair being moved away for space for more cameras. So.
Oh yes. And the camera is moving in. Camera moving in,
Exactly.
and we're going to have to see. It's the last few pieces. It's extremely close though. And we're over the 50-minute mark though. But it's Kati and Chiara.
I think yes.
They only
Yes, it
have
is.
like
It's
6 or
a
7
handful.
pieces left. It's
It's going in. Those are just go straight in.
yes, from here on it's very, very close. And the
they're
last
done.
piece done.
50 minutes 23, I think.
Yes. And the last piece didn't want to go in.
Really didn't.
And European champions in pairs. What an achievement. 50 minutes.
Yes.
Just over 50 minutes. It's very close to your prediction.
Very close. I was 20 seconds out. It's 22 seconds out, so I'll take that.
It's not much. Very, very good. And then second place is just behind
They'll
them.
be less than a minute behind.
Yes.
Or maybe not. Again, they've got those sneaky white pieces.
It's
Missing them.
all around. They're
Yes.
just very, very sneaky. Yeah, that's I think what made the difference here. That Kati and Chiara were working on just one spot.
Yes.
And that can.
Whereas these they had to work. This pair had to work out which building they were looking at. I think with each piece.
Yes, exactly. You can't tell which building it's going to be, but if you're just working on one
One,
spot,
yeah.
then you don't have to move around. You really just have to be focused on what is happening in front of you, and you don't have to look around. And they still have some pieces on the very top.
Yeah.
But it seems like they are pretty much closing up for second place, but we are still going to have to see some other tables because many tables were very much neck to neck.
Yes. I don't think there's anyone that close behind this pair.
It is still possible. We could
But
still
we might have
someone.
missed someone. Yes.
Yes. And they are getting extremely close. And we see someone with a camera running.
There we go.
And they're done. Second place. And we can see the fans in the back.
Exactly. And under 52 minutes. So.
Amazing. Veronica and Anna,
Yep.
vice champions
Exactly.
in pairs at the European Championship. And Inge and Ellen also closing in. I would say 2/3 are done.
Still, yeah, probably still get another at least 5 minutes on to go. Maybe more, probably more actually.
Yes.
I think we could have quite a gap between second and third.
It is possible because it doesn't seem like anyone is that close. They somehow pulled ahead very, very
Yeah,
much. Even
those
though
two.
we had about 10 pairs that were extremely close in the beginning, pretty much doing the same things as well.
Yeah.
And then when they built like the very obvious top and bottom,
Bottom, yeah.
they went for different strategies from there, and that made the difference.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they thought about it and closed in on it because it was very different things left at the end for them.
Yes. Ooh, it's really hard to tell who's
Swedish, I think
closest to
Swede-
third.
It's the Swedes or the Czechs, I think.
Or the Slovakian team in the bottom left.
I think they've got a lot of pieces on that blackboard.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I didn't see that one. Yes, Swedish or Czech team
Yeah.
at the moment, but who knows? The others might still pull ahead. Yeah, there is a little bit of a gap between the first two and the rest for
Yes.
now. It's going to be exciting to see who's going to pull ahead. I think it might be
You'd lean towards the Czechs, but
yes.
just on history more than anything else. but-
I also don't want to underestimate someone before
no,
it actually
exactly.
happens. So
Whereas
it's-
I can make a fool of myself and get it wrong. So
yeah, we're just making predictions here as well, and we cannot be 100% right every time.
exactly.
Yeah. So in the end, we have two teams under 52 minutes,
Yep.
which is incredible. And then yes, there's some cheering for the Dutchies in the chat as well. Yes, they are pulling up as well. They are trying to catch up, but it seems like the Swedish and the Czech pair are very, very close, and I don't think they can make up to them that much
No, I don't think so.
anymore.
I think we will see quite different closing speeds from different teams if they end up, especially with that difference that we saw between the top two. And
Yeah,
what you end up finishing on.
And that is also probably going to happen to a couple of pairs here, that they're going to go for one of the two strategies, and then that's going to make differences here.
And it might have just come down to how well they were able to sort the buildings between the different
Yes.
types of buildings. I think it looks like it probably just came largely down to that.
It is very possible. It could also be that like Kati and Chiara have very early on spotted whoever is going to be, whichever pieces are going to be in the parliament.
Yeah.
Yes. And we actually have Kati and Chiara here, so we can be very excited to see the third place together with you. Congratulations on your title. You're going to have to share the microphone at one point. Yes, we're going to figure it out. It's incredible. You seem a little out of breath.
Very, and
Oh.
look at my hand. Look
Oh,
at
yeah.
my hand.
Oh no, oh my God.
Yes.
Fine.
Yes, it does. It seems like you're happy.
Yeah,
Yes.
we are super happy.
Yeah, that is going to work out, I think. They will let me know in my ear if it doesn't work.
Okay, perfect.
But yes. Well, tell us about it.
Words.
Same.
You can also gather a little bit of your spirits and just watch for a second so that we figure out who's going to be the
Come
third.
third.
Who do you think is going ahead now? If you take a look.
I think it's Therese and Marketa.
Yeah, it looks like it. They are pulling very much ahead now. They also have the last couple of pieces now, but the Swedish are very close behind them.
Yeah, but I think they have a few more pieces to go.
Yeah, it does seem like they have more. And then Teresa and Marketa are also pulling ahead very much. They are doing
Oh,
something.
they have some pieces on the tray, so.
Yes,
Oh,
they do.
that's true.
It is blending in.
But we also have Victor and Natalia, who seem to have a similar amount of pieces. I see them because they are here at the table
Yes.
closest to the live stream.
Yes, we're also going to need a camera at table 1
Soon.
very soon.
I think Victor, I can't tell if Victor's got pieces in front of him, but they have rapidly closed in if that's the case.
And
Yes,
yes,
Teresa and
it is still Teresa and Marketa the closest. They have the least amount of pieces. Yeah, it was deceiving that they had some pieces on the board still, but I think it's the least amount of pieces at the moment.
Yeah.
It's just the last couple of pieces.
And again, they're on separate buildings. They haven't finished in that one spot, which seems to be the difference, I think.
Yes, and
There they have.
there they have it. It's done. Third place. So yes, first place went to Germany, second went to Poland, and third to the Czech Republic. And it looks like fourth place is going to Sweden very, very soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I think we are ready to talk
Okay.
about the puzzle a bit.
Okay.
I
Yes.
have some thoughts. First of all, the puzzle's very pretty.
Yes.
Immediately when we saw it, we were like, oh, that's just like the Valladolid puzzle, but for Budapest version.
Yeah, I think that's like Valladolid, we're going to want to buy another copy, and both of us have one.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is very likely that that's going to happen with a lot of pairs here.
I think so too.
Yes.
But I think it was a slightly harder than the Valladolid puzzle because
Agree.
The buildings are all the same color, and also the whole bottom half of the puzzle has this dark blue background,
Yes.
so that made it a little harder.
Yeah, and like in the 500s, there's that very annoying thing of the bottom is not really visible on the box, which
Yes.
I kind of hate. But
We were wondering at some point if every team has realized that the bottom is missing, because even though like we are in a relaxed environment and we
Yeah.
were looking at it, we also didn't notice until at some point.
well, it's the first thing that like Kati like put the box up and took the poster while I was opening the bag, and the first thing I asked her to do is like tell me like, is the puzzle all there or is anything missing? And so she told me. And actually also on the top, because there is the logo that covers the image. Like on the 500 that didn't happen, but
Yeah. But luckily, it was only a blue cloud and nothing. Like on the bottom, it's pretty like a new element to the image that you don't see if you don't have the poster. But for that corner thingy, it didn't really
Yes.
affect us.
Okay, how conscious were you of your strategy? Because as we were watching, what you have probably not seen and not registered is that in the end, with the first and second place, what really kind of decided the entire thing is that you were working in just one spot at the very end, and the second place had actually like scattered pieces in multiple buildings. So you pretty much had the same amount of pieces at one
Okay.
point, and then you were working in the middle. Was
Okay.
that like conscious?
I think we do try to close the gaps so that we like have all missing pieces centralized in one spot.
Yeah, and so that you don't have to think about there is a gap. Like I think I have always been an advocate of like not leaving things behind, and also we have sorted like. I don't know. We didn't feel like we were doing super great during the puzzle, to be honest, because we messed up some like sorting. Like we could have optimized like our sorting better, but like we still were trying to like. I will give you all of the whiterish like building things and go and try
Did
to
you manage
do
to
that.
tell those different buildings apart quite easily?
A little bit. Like
A bit.
I think this is. I don't know what is this building.
That is actually a very good question. It's
The
one of
building in the
museums, I
very
think.
top.
Yeah.
That has this like kind of squarey texture.
Yes.
That was pretty easy to see. And then the Parliament's building and
Yeah, but that was the same as this. And actually, I forgot to tell her immediately that like it was going to be here and here. So she was only working here and then had the extra pieces. And like
and once
I
she
did
to-
tell you, but
yeah,
not in time.
Once she told me, then all of the pieces I had left were actually belonging down there.
Ah, okay.
And same like this street here, like the lighter blue one, like has the same color as this, and it's actually the exact same color. So there's a lot of things like that, which is why I'm saying this is a bit harder than Valladolid because that one was more like distinct, but still like very pretty.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, the first question that I had when they told me that it's going to be similar was whether it's the same artist, and it's actually not. It's a Polish artist.
No, I can tell that it's a different artist, but like it's very similar style with like the
Yes.
drawing and like the details and like how they put like puzzle pieces everywhere. Like there's more puzzle pieces than there were in Valladolid. Like that's very nice, and like they appear everywhere, and like every time there's one more that shows up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite element of the puzzle that you like noticed while puzzling, or do you even really register what's in the image
To be
apart
honest,
from
no.
like actually solving it?
A bit. Like there are a lot of things. Like I liked all of the puzzle pieces around. I always notice the animals. So like there's the cats and the dogs on top. Like the dog that is digging for the puzzle piece. Like that is so cute. You didn't notice that? Yeah, I put that together, and like one of these pieces was floating here, and I took it. So that one was super cute, and I don't know, but there's a lot of nice things, and I didn't realize that this was the signature of the artist. Like I thought, oh yeah, there is like a sign on the column, and now it's like, oh, actually, that's probably the artist's signature.
Yes, that is the signature.
Yeah.
Yes, Kati?
I have no idea. Probably, like, I like this texture of that statue. Like, it has some almost like sand.
Yeah,
Because the rest of the image is pretty clearly. And yeah.
that
I
is
like that
actually
texture.
also something like very Hungarian that I pointed out in the beginning of the puzzle. That's like the patina that forms on like copper
I was
statues.
wondering, is that actually
Yes.
like the dirt? Because I was like, that's
Yes.
weird that you put that on a
Yes.
puzzle. Like you would want it to look shinier. No, it's
But
like
the-
you're
the-
proud of your like.
The thing is,
the
if you
dirt
go
on your
sightseeing,
building.
it's going to be very visible everywhere. So it's something that you can recognize everywhere. It's patina.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't expect to see it on the puzzle. I would have expected it to be, cleaned up and like the best
Oh,
that
yeah.
you can see. But apparently, like, no, you don't care.
No, not really.
okay.
I think it's charming.
Yeah. Well, Germany, like the one thing that I don't love about Germany is how they don't clean their buildings. Like how they're all like blank, like no.
Oh yeah, yeah, but that adds to like the historical value of it.
Makes it look old.
But
Yeah.
no, it looks old also if it's clean. I don't know. Like I don't like.
Tell, like,
Well, if you look like in Marienplatz or anywhere, like they're all like gray and black, and actually beneath it, like they would be white. Like if you go to Italy, like I don't know, to Florence or whatever, like if they didn't clean it, the very white, bright, nice, shiny church would look exactly like the buildings in Germany, but like it looks different, and I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm used to things being clean, and like they look prettier in comparison.
Yes. While we were chatting, we actually had a couple of finishes. So we have our top 7 on the website already. So if you want to follow what the results are, and a Dutch team finished. Another Dutch team finished actually, because the Synods have already finished and they placed 7th. So the updated results are always on the website. You can find it there. Even if like we don't announce it, it is getting up on the website.
And just 5 pairs under an hour on this one, so definitely
Exactly.
proving harder than the
Oh
Valentines
yeah,
one.
true. It is. There's only 5 teams that made it under an hour. I was very optimistic with my guess of 45 minutes.
Well, I don't remember. How long did the Valladolid take?
47 was the winning time of
47.
Valladolid.
Yeah, my calculation was that it was similar to the Valladolid puzzle, and people have been getting faster.
That's true, but like I think these like the hidden thing on the posters slows people down a little bit, and like it's a little bit harder as a puzzle. So like
Yes.
that balances it out.
Yes.
Um,
Tell us about your mascots. Because they have
So-
also been shown on the live stream
Oh.
at some point.
Okay. Well, so you know that anime like has the unicorns.
Yes.
So I've like these are the same unicorns, but it's the magnetic ones. So I have been collecting these since like forever. Like I have them at home. Like I have like the whole collection. Like they just hang on this like wall that divides like my living room area from the desk area where I work. Oh yeah, you can have it if it's visible.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
these are the tiny unicorns. So I have like 30 of them or so. And when I was finally meeting Anime in person for the first time at Leonberg, like at the German championship, I decided to bring along a couple of unicorns because like she was coming, I was finally meeting her, she has the unicorn, I have the unicorns even if normally
yeah.
I didn't bring them around. And so I picked 2, well I asked Kati which one she wanted, and so Kati picked one and then I picked another one. And so we used them there, and now I remember to bring them again. And I was,
They've done a good job this time.
yeah,
Yeah. They have helped you enough.
yeah. Plan is to get a couple of unicorns for Hannah and Victor, like for Worlds too. I forgot about it 2 days ago when I packed them. I just thought I remembered to bring these 2. But yeah, this morning I realized, oh no, I needed more unicorns.
Oh yeah.
More unicorns are gonna come along.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like it because yeah, they have been bringing luck. So
Yeah.
you're going to have a lot of competitions to come probably.
I guess, but it's all Anime's fault. So
The unicorns are spreading. Yes, incredible job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, well done.
We're going to let you celebrate. And thank you very much for joining us. And Annemie and Patrick are done. Just when Annemie was
We
mentioned.
just had a few quick finishes in the last minute.
Oh yes. A lot of people have been very close to each other.
Yes.
And we have the top 10.
Yes. And
And yes, we are going to also get our second place finishers for an interview shortly. But until then, we're going to take a look at our top 10. So we had Anna Kazana and Veronika Huptas on second place. Third place, Teresa Koptikova and Marketa Freslerova. Tira Weiring and Tobias Primers from Sweden as place 4. Lenka Henau, Mishikova and Veronika Wald on 5th. Viktor Kacprzak and Natalia Ptaszek on 6th place. 7th place, the Netherlands, Inge Sinot and Ellen Sinot, the Sinot sisters.
yes.
And then Wanda Varga, Mercedes Arthofer from Hungary on 8th place. Rosa Frauenknecht and Hanna Lehikoinen on 9th. And another Dutch pair, Delia Keetman and Tamar Visser on 10th
I
place.
think we've had a couple more since then as well. So
Yes, just while I was reading it out, I think
and
someone
even
has
more,
finished.
even more finishing.
Lena and Maya from Germany are done as well. Yes, a lot of people were neck to neck.
Yeah, I think we are going to see quite a few finishers coming in through quite fast now.
Yes. It's also like a reasonable time for, yes,
I think
1 hour.
we'll get a lot between kind of this sort of time and an hour 20 sort of. It's going to be
Yes.
every minute or so.
There's just so many things happening
Exactly.
here. Yes. So we have our top 11 for now on the website. And yes. Incredible job from everyone. Another Polish pair is about to be done. And the pair from Norway is extremely close.
Yeah.
I don't think we have enough cameras
No.
to,
Well, it's
to
hard.
show
It's hard.
everyone.
Yes.
It's also
kind of.
it's also getting pretty warm by now
Yes.
in the hall. So those running around with the
I
cameras.
feel like it's not quite as bad as it was yesterday. I think yesterday it was a lot more humid. Today it's been a bit drier, so it's kind of not been so bad. But still, it is a warm day.
and also all the excitement.
Exactly.
Another German pair is done. Congratulations to Jörn and Maren. And Norway. It helps a lot with the
Flags on the shirts. It really does.
Yes.
Not be able to recognise the people or the flag on the shirt.
Like, I do feel like there are, like, I know a lot of people.
Yes, but still.
It's impossible to follow at one point. Anna and Mara from Germany as well. A little special
Exactly.
cheer from here for them. They're also doing incredible. They're still, I think top 20 is still
I think
in
it's still
it for
doable.
them.
I think yes.
But we have top 15 for now, recorded. And yes, the finishers are just rolling in now. There's just a couple of pieces left.
Oh.
And done! Another Hungarian pair, the two
Yes.
Briggies.
Oh, nice.
Very good, congratulations. They seem very relieved to be finished.
Exactly. Yes, the exhaustion is real at the end of it.
Yes. And also everyone is so happy.
Exactly.
It's also good to see that the people are not just like, you know, relieved happy to
Exactly.
be
Yeah, it's
done,
actually
but,
been
like,
fun on this one. Yeah.
Yeah, but
A
actually
lot more
happy.
fun image.
Yeah, it's definitely entertaining.
Yes.
And we have our second place finishers arriving. Yes. You can come and sit down. You have already seen that like there's only one microphone, so you're going to either have to share it or yeah, just figure something out. So yeah, either we start with just one of you who talks and then you can switch, or you can just pick who wants to speak first. Yes, you can just reach for it. Yes.
Okay,
Congratulations.
thank you.
It was an extremely close competition. You were so very close.
Yes, it was.
It was very, very exciting to see. Like, how was your strategy?
I don't think we have had one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. What we have seen on the live stream, what was extremely interesting to see is that at one point you had pretty much the same amount of pieces left. And it was very much like the strategy that then started to differ, and that's when there was that couple of seconds of difference that came in. But you still were pretty far ahead from everybody else. So it was very, very exciting to see. How did you feel during the competition?
Quite stressed, but excited. Very.
Yeah, what did you think of the image?
I love it. It's one of my favorite.
That is actually so good to hear. Do you think you're going to be like getting a second copy just so that like you don't have to like share it back and forth?
I think that one is enough for us.
How often do you practice together?
Not much.
Do you live like further apart?
2 hours by car, so
Yeah.
we see each other quite rare.
Yes. It seems like you are still trying to like de-stress from the whole experience.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. Veronica, do you want to say something in the meantime? Hi. Yeah, so how are you feeling?
Still stressed.
I saw that you had to like pull yourself a little bit together there. Yeah, because like we saw a little bit like outside from our studio here, and that you were still like having a bite or something. Like, what does it feel like to be like so close in like even the top 10? Of like stepping into like a final, like knowing that you are in for like a good placement.
I feel amazing. We are second. No, it's fine. Because, we are in top 3.
Yes. Well, it is a podium place, and it's an extremely, yeah. How to say it? What is the best English word for it?
I can't even decide myself.
Outstanding
Yes.
feeling. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much. I'm not going to force you to speak too much. Yeah. Yeah, you did extremely well, and it was like very exciting to see you. You had a lot of cheers on the live stream as well. So yeah, thank you so much, and congratulations.
Congratulations to both of you.
And the finishes just keep
rolling
rolling in. It's, yeah, multiple tables that only have like 10 pieces.
Yes. What is the time limit? What time limit do we have on this one?
2 hours.
2 hours.
So we still have 45 minutes to go.
Yeah,
roughly.
I'd imagine we'll see pretty much all the pairs should finish, I'd have thought, on this.
I would think so as well.
Given the standard of qualification, I think getting through.
Yes, I think it was the most difficult to get into the pairs competition.
Yes, it was. You had to do 42 minutes on the 500 to get through, so...
Yes. So
And I don't think this is... this isn't hard enough that it would push those over 2 hours, I don't think.
yeah, those who did the qualification puzzles in the time that was fast enough to get into the finals, they should be able to do this puzzle. But it's also like what you have to consider in like a situation like this is that the stress is just completely different in a final. So you might actually end up like also like a little bit stuck just because of the nerves.
And those on the back tables are closer to the audience as well than they were in the earlier rounds.
Oh, and Simone and her pair are also done. Yeah, also like a special cheer for them from Austria. Yes, so it's an extremely hard environment, I think, and also because of all the excitement, since people are finished now, or the finishes are just rolling in, the noise level is also getting higher
it goes
and
up, and
higher.
then it gets slightly even more stressful as more and more finish, and you think you're going to be quite near the back.
Yes, even though like I think there is also a division between like top, I would say 25, 30. And the rest of the people in that like, and I can only speak for myself, but like once you make it into the final, but you know that you're not going to get a top placement, it's kind of like a reward.
It's freeing. I'm really looking forward to Solo's final 8 because I have zero expectations.
Yes, exactly. So then it's pretty much just like playing with the puzzle.
Exactly.
Yes, and then we have our third interview lined up slowly, if they are ready to join us.
Oh, lovely.
Yes. And then you're going to have to scoot in a little so that we all fit.
There you go.
Yes. And there's still only one microphone, so you're going to have to take turns or share the mic. Like Kati and Chiara just pretty much just share the microphone, but it's also fine. Welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, place 6. You did incredibly well. It was also super close. Like there was like the top 2. And then after that, like the next couple of pairs were very, very close to each other from what we have seen. How did you feel during the puzzle?
How did you feel?
You can talk.
So, at the very beginning, we felt really good. But I think after completing the pink sky and me doing the green section at the top, Natalia told me that she doesn't think like this puzzle suits her, and that it can be very tricky with sorting and with choosing the sections and with completing them. And for me, since I had the sorted sections from Natalia, it wasn't that bad. But I know that I think for the second half we struggled a lot. So it was really difficult. And also, I think I'm quite known for not liking vertical puzzles. So when I saw it's vertical, I'm like, nice, nice.
Yep.
So this is the one thing that what we did at Worlds last year was doing the puzzle, normal puzzle, horizontal one, sideways, and then after that we realized that it's not really a good idea to do that. Because we cannot necessarily see the things that are away from us, and maybe we should try do it like horizontally, and that's what we did all the time for the training that we did. Maybe it was like 3 times, but we did always that, and we agreed on that this is the right choice, and we have to do that. And and we get the vertical puzzle, which doesn't have like divided sections in left and right, but top and bottom, right? So that was tricky to complete in that way. We could have do it normally, like in front to me or to Natalia. But we decided to just do it like we always do. We just have to commit what we did, right? Because we don't want to go to the unknown territory anymore. Yeah, and we didn't like the beiges.
Okay, were you able to sort the buildings at all? Because that's what we saw with Katy and Chiara. They really just had that bottom building left at the end and had somehow managed to separate it from the rest.
Yeah, so Natalia told me after we finished, because we tried to talk about what we did and what we didn't, she told me that she knew the differences between the buildings, and she even somehow told me that she's taking like the lightest building, but for some reason I don't even remember hearing that. So it's just my problem that I just don't listen enough. And yeah, after that she told me that this building has different texture, this one also. So yeah, we could have sorted. I mean, the sort was good, but I didn't realize it was sorted in correct, like in that way. So yeah, this was my mistake, very big mistake, because it could have gone so much faster. Yeah. And also we had problems with the poster because I didn't know that Natalia needs the poster, and I was moving it around when she was trying to complete the section at the bottom.
The black one at the bottom.
Sabotaging your teammate.
Pulling it away from me.
Yeah.
Yes. We did see it with some pairs at one point that they were distributing the box and the poster between themselves, just I guess to like kind of sort out that problem. But yeah, it can also be like challenging to like think of all that.
Yeah.
And then yeah, did you really follow the strategy in the end, or were you just doing damage control at that point? Because it sounds like at one point you kind of lost track of what you were doing.
Yeah, I think we lost track like 15 minutes before the end. We were like, I don't know. I think it was right around the time when Katy and Chiara had just the water left there and the building here, that we were like, this is not going anywhere. Yeah, we just accepted the fact, and we tried not to stress too much and to try to complete it in our pace, but it was really difficult to do it. In the preliminary round, it was much easier because I think we both liked the puzzle, and it had like different sections that Natalia could work on and I could work on, and this was like all over. And maybe the very blocky illustrations are not really my thing. I know these are your thing, but you don't like busy puzzles, so it's a very mishap.
Yeah, for this puzzle, I really struggle most of the time to find something that I can work on. Because
Yes.
I found something, then I see it's also there and also there, and it was hard for me.
Yeah, it was very interesting to see like the different pairs. The way that it worked on most tables is that they had the top and the bottom pretty much finished the same way. So it was very, very similar in the beginning, and then everyone went in completely different ways of how they solved the middle in the chaos.
I think it's the same like at Worlds, right? The most soft sections were done, and also people were doing like all sorts of things. I think it was in the final with Katy and Chiara where they ended with the white dome, right?
Yes.
And Teresa and Marketa stopped with the pavement in front of the courthouse. I don't know what is it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Here as well, it was completely different for most of the people.
Yeah.
We see a lot of variety.
I think the only thing we saw common from everyone was the Budapest sign, nice and early.
Yes, that was on every single table on the very beginning already.
Yeah.
And this is good to see, right? Because this is the city, and you see
Exactly.
it from the very beginning.
This is what you want to see. Yes. Just a quick look at the result.
Wow.
We are at 1 hour and 20, well, slowly 1 hour and 24 minutes, and we have 45 pairs finished. Well, probably more already, but the results take a little time to keep up with it. So yes, it's a lot of pairs. I am pretty confident that everyone's going to finish in the 2-hour time limit, because people are getting close.
Yeah, I think so too.
It is very possible, and it was not easy to get into the final in the pairs.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yes.
So quick times at the preliminary rounds.
Yes, it was extremely fast. Well, Natalia, do you still want to like discuss anything, or should we just let you to rest?
I need to rest, yeah, for sure, before the individual round.
Yes.
Yeah, my
So
back hurt, you know,
we are going to let you like relax a little bit before the individual round, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So that's
Yes.
pretty much half the field finished now then.
Pretty much, we have 100 competitors in the pair competition, and yeah,
At least 47.
the results just keep coming in. We have 47 finishers already, and I think most people are getting very, very close. Everyone is on their last few pieces here. Yeah, 5, 6 pieces left. It's, yeah, every single table is getting close. We might be finished before 2 hours.
I thought so.
Yes, and a happy wave at the end.
Yes. I'm still pushing for more handshakes at the end of pairs and teams competitions.
Oh yes,
Yes,
exactly.
The double high five is not my skill set.
Oh no. Yeah, it can be very awkward when it doesn't work out.
Exactly.
Yes. I need to blow my nose, just keep talking.
Okay. Oh, and then, yes, another piece on the floor as well. Found. Oh, and that might have decided a position as well. Is that kind of nothing worse than because you've dropped a piece, you've lost the place? Okay. Okay. Congratulations, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How did you find the puzzle then?
It was fun.
Yeah, it's fun and challenging, but a good challenge.
Yes. I usually like busy, but it was manageable.
Yeah. And kind of, which kind of sort of, I mean, I see most people seem to tackle it similar ways.
Yeah.
The top and the bottom came together pretty quickly in the Budapest sign. And it's really just the building seemed to be the main difference between a lot of the pairs.
Yeah, it's the same builds. You have to look at the texture and the bits and all that stuff.
Yeah. Were you able to easily identify that, or was it a struggle?
A bit of a struggle, but we managed quite well. So I think
it was good. This kind of a color separation. Some buildings are more white, some are more brown. So
as you puzzle along, you notice more and more of the nuances, and so when you have the big black and green and red done, you can more look into the fine details.
Oh, I forgot to say who you were. Yeah, Tobias and Tyra. But it's, 4th place. So you're reasonably happy with that?
Yeah, we are very happy.
Yeah, we're happy. We've only done like 5 puzzles together or something.
Yeah.
So.
And this was the first time we did a big 1000 together.
Oh, nice. So, yeah, I mean, do you know the features catch your eye? Anything exciting that you liked?
I liked all the details that you discovered along the way, all the
Yeah.
puzzle pieces and animals. And
And I mean, if you look at the pile, of course, the red catches your eye first, but
Yeah.
But when you when you do a puzzle like this, you hardly know what you have puzzled. It's afterwards you can start looking. Oh, that was that building, and this is it's monumental. So
you might find out there were cats in it at some point. Exactly.
Just shapes and colors.
yes.
And then, I suppose it's. I mean, everyone's kind of saying it was similar to the Valladolid one from World. Very similar, different artist, but very similar art style.
Yeah.
I suppose it's. I suppose how do you think it compares? And I suppose it's. Why is it more challenging?
I think the colors are a bit more similar. Valladolid has some more color separation.
Yeah.
And I tend to struggle a bit with standing puzzles. I don't know why, but I find them harder.
Yeah, exactly. And then, I suppose, is there anything else that you kind of feel like affected you on this puzzle, or did it go reasonably smoothly?
No, it was fun to puzzle in the finals together.
Yeah.
We haven't puzzled a lot together.
That's nice.
So that's the big takeaway, that we can challenge the big names. I think.
Only was it 34 seconds off the podium? So,
Yeah,
so really close. Because we were kind of watching, it was quite tight for third, quite far out, and it was that sneaky Czech pair just.
Yeah, we heard the applause, but we're still very happy because.
Our goal was kind of top 10, and
Oh, wow.
when we were close, I was like, why haven't anyone finished?
Yeah,
exactly.
It was good.
I kind of suppose you'd have heard like Chiara and Kati finishing, and it's like then you think it's going to be a few more teams straight after that, and it's like and a gap for about 5-minute gap.
Yeah,
after
they're amazing, those two top two.
Exactly. I suppose both in solos finals later.
Yeah, we have to
exactly.
prepare for that.
Looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
It's,
We're sharing a table, so.
So we'll see who
who wins that. Who's going to win? Who's going to win out of that then?
We'll see.
You're going to back yourself for it. It's
it will be fun. Now you have done an achievement, so now you can relax in a way.
Exactly.
So it will be more fun.
Exactly. You've got a nice fourth place. You're getting prizes anyway of some sort, so don't need to worry about anything else at that point. Yeah, we are looking like we're going to get. I think we're going to get all the pairs finish on this one.
Yeah, it's a high level here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This was the hardest final to qualify for, probably.
Yeah, I think probably most of them would finish.
Really seeing. So, any other thoughts generally on it, or?
Oh, it was a nice surprise.
It was fun, and it's a nice souvenir to bring home. So.
Yeah, probably are. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. And we'll see you later, I suppose. There we go. How many finishes have we had now? Let's have a quick look at the computer.
We're going to take a look at how many finishers we have.
I think it's well over two-thirds of the field now.
Well, we have 67 finishers at the moment.
Yes. I probably missed it whilst I was talking to the Swedes, but the one UK player's managed to finish.
Yes, of course.
I'm so happy about.
Pretty much at this point, like whoever you are talking to
Exactly.
and whatever discussion you're having, you're going to miss a finisher.
Exactly.
There's so many people just rolling in.
Yeah, and it's just like, just look at the time differences between each pair. It's
just a couple of seconds.
exactly. Now we did see a pair miss out on a place by dropping a piece on the floor.
Oh no! Oh no!
I think that's why there's a 1 second time difference between two pairs.
Oh no, that is so unfortunate. Yes, there's a happy wave there, though.
A very tired wave as well.
A tired but happy wave.
Exactly.
Yeah, and most of these people are also going to be in the individual finals.
I mean almost everyone in this. There's a few people who won't be, but almost everyone.
Yes, other
in this
than
will
that.
be in there.
Yeah, we're going to get a sneak peek at what results we have so far. You can see it all on the screen now. It's the top 10 and the top 20.
Look at that 1 second differences floating around there in that as well.
Yes, yes, especially between place 13 and 14.
Yeah.
Yes, top 30.
Top 30 under 75 minutes. It's just
Yes.
on this puzzle as well. I think because this one is slightly harder than you'd.
Yes, and yeah, people are getting insanely fast.
Exactly.
It's just like
Standard just keeps going up and up and up. Oh, and I can hear more cheers.
now that the 2-hour time limit, that it's a 1,000-piece
Exactly.
puzzle, and the majority of people are done.
It almost doesn't need a 2-hour time limit anymore. We're almost down to an hour and a half. Wow.
Yeah.
You're a bit hopeful an hour and a half, but an hour 45 maybe.
Then still a lot of people would have to count
Exactly.
pieces, and these are fast puzzlers. Everyone is pretty fast.
Everyone's so fast.
And the last few pieces,
There we
and
go.
done. And controlling it with the own timer, and it actually seems pretty accurate.
Yes. So I still struggle to know why pairs bother doing that unless they're filming themselves and want a timer on it. I suppose it's there to stop you looking up, maybe if you want to.
It can be
gauge
because
yourself.
of that as well. It can also just be habit
Yes.
of like you have your routine of how you puzzle
Yeah.
every time, and then if the timer is just a part of it, then it's easier to just keep that habit even at a competition.
Exactly. I find I don't have enough hands to open the bag, take the box out and start the timer.
Yes, then most probably the one person is opening the box as the other is already starting the timer and then
Exactly.
reaching for the bag to take it out. There's a whole choreography to like starting the puzzle competition anyway.
In teams, it's even more fun. It's where it's really, you've got a full
yeah.
choreography of the puzzle change, but it's...
There we have been talking a lot about the different choreographies that you have.
Yes.
And yeah, we still have about 26 minutes left and we still have someone lined up for an interview.
Ooh.
So let's welcome Catherine from Luxembourg, who's going to get settled. And we're going to have a little chat. And you're going to have to put your headphone on and yeah, that's going to work. Hello. And welcome. How was the competition?
Yeah, fun so far. Especially now, this last puzzle was really fun. It was harder than I thought, but yeah, nice surprise.
Yes. How did you do? How was it with your pair?
Yeah, we were a little bit stumped. So I started with the edge, then Joyce was building the sky, the Budapest thing. We did some sorting, like I sorted all the green parts away. Then I was busy like doing the darker section here at the bottom and kind of like working my way up, and she was like working her way down. And then the last buildings was like this kind of this middle section that still needed to be finished at the end. So
yes, it did work out in the end, and you actually had a really nice time under 1.5 hours, which is pretty good on 1,000 pieces.
Yeah, we're really happy with our time. We moved up in the rankings, so we started at 60, and I think we're 47th.
Yeah, that's definitely always the goal when you're kind of in towards the bottom half of the seat numbers.
Yes.
You just want to beat your seat number.
And we have some like secret competitions with other pairs going on, like with SJ and Dan. We're always happy if we beat them, so we beat them by a couple of minutes as well. Also the same with Stein and Jeanette, because we always have similar times when we're doing pairs puzzles, and we were also faster than them. So those were all of our goals that we had for tonight.
And you were actually way faster. I can see that the other two pairs were 58th and 60th.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people finished around the same time.
Yes.
They finished while we were still sitting there and packing up, so it wasn't...
That is what we have been discussing before, that like pretty much if we start the conversation and we don't follow the stream for about 10 seconds...
We missed about 10 finishes, yeah.
Everyone is extremely close to each other, and there's still 24 minutes of the competition left, so we're still going to see a couple of finishers, and pretty much we can start making bets of whether it's going to be all the pairs finished.
I hope so. I think so. In order to get into the final, you had to be pretty good, so I think everyone will finish, or maybe have like just a few pieces left. I don't think there'll be like people only half done or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, and unless the buildings have just overwhelmed a pair completely, I think that's the only thing that might stop it happening.
Yeah, it's hard to tell on the piece whether you have this, like a piece of this or that or this.
It's really only Katy and Chiara that seem to have been able to do that well.
Yeah. I mean,
and that's why they've won. So
I can't compare myself to them. When they were done, I was like, okay, now we start a real competition against all the other people that are playing as well.
Yes. And it seems like your pairs partner is active on YouTube right now. This says, hi, Catherine de Brain.
No, that's Jessie.
Ah, that's a different Jessie.
Yeah, Joyce is my past partner.
No, I'm so sorry.
No worries. And then
I got
and
mixed
Lenka.
up.
starts with a J. It's close enough.
It starts with a J, and it's late in the day. I'm so sorry. Mostly sorry to Joyce. Yes. How has the whole event been so far in your trip?
Yeah, lovely. I'm a little bit exhausted, but I think that is part of the deal when you come for like a multi-day event, that you might get a little bit tired. Yeah, I also love Budapest, I have to say. I really like it. It's a really nice city. It's very green. And
well, now it's not as green as it could be. It has been super dry.
Slightly browner than you'd want it to be.
Slightly more yellow than you would want it.
Yeah, but lots of trees.
Yes, there is. And then, yes, have you been up to like anything puzzle related recently?
Yeah, so we are actually going to organize the first speed puzzle event in Luxembourg coming this August. It's very short notice, but that's just how it worked out. We've been working on it for the last, I don't know, 5-6 months. And yeah, it's coming up at the end of August, so just before school starts again.
Yes, that is going to be super exciting.
Yes, we also have a special guest there. Fuji is going to come.
I'm actually going to be there as well, yes. There is going to be the competition, and there is going to be that little workshop that I'm going to be doing, making puzzle pieces.
Yes.
Or puzzle jewelry, more like out of puzzle pieces.
Well, making puzzle pieces, that would be...
That would actually be pretty cool. It is not impossible. So, yes, that's going to be the event. If you are in Budapest and at the event, you're going to be finding some flyers around the venue, from what I know.
Yes, so I'm going to start handing out flyers now, actually. But you can also go to our website. It's called letspuzzleandplay.com, and but Let's is written with a Z, so like Luxembourg, Let's Puzzle and Play. It's called Puzzle and Play because it's not just a pure speed puzzling event. We're also going to have some board games, and we're going to have puzzle chess. In the evening there's going to be like a pub quiz night. The entry to come is free, so you can just come and look, and you can play board games and all of that. If you want to compete, you have to sign up, and the signing up will open very soon.
Okay, then we're going to have to follow the social media to find out about the rest of the event.
We'll open also the Instagram account is ready to go. We just have to go live with it. So
it's just going to have to go live. And we are catching a Hungarian pair finishing their puzzle just now. I know for a fact that Laura and her partner is not a puzzler and doesn't really puzzle usually. So it's pretty impressive that they have made it into the final that way.
It's still an all right time for 1,000 pieces with a non-puzzling partner.
Yes, and we still have 20 minutes to go, and they're done. And the wave, very happy. Yes.
I love that today everyone's getting applauses.
Yes.
Yes, it's also the final.
Yes.
It has been, I was about to say that it was a little bit different for teams, but actually not. Because there have been some very enthusiastic cheering from the audience for some teams, especially.
It was very hard to tell whether a team had finished or they were just cheering randomly. One puzzle finished at that point in teams.
Yes, and Matthias from Germany is done as well.
Yay! I'm so happy that they made it here because he just missed out on the final for solo by 1 spot.
Yes.
I mean, I saw someone missed out on the solo final by 1 second.
Yeah,
my pairs partner, but that's which makes it really quite funny. Which she was quite happy about, but
yes,
there was very close qualifications in places.
And yes, there is still I have to count 18 minutes to go, and we have 81 pairs finished. So there indeed is a very good chance of everyone finishing on time.
Yeah, from the view that we can see, like from up top, we can also see that most of the people are like relatively far into the puzzle. So
yeah, that would actually be pretty funny to see as a time lapse, to see how the tables empty out.
Yes.
At one point, it might be very interesting to see because the way that the pairs got seated in the final is actually based on how they placed in the qualification rounds. So it would be interesting to see like how many people actually lived up or moved up from their placements.
The table numbers, yeah.
I'm sure someone's gonna make a spreadsheet.
At one point. Are you thinking of someone in specific?
Well, I don't know. There's people who like to do statistics for puzzle competitions, so maybe somebody's going to do it.
Wink, wink at Rika from Finland.
For example.
I'm bad enough for statistics and spreadsheets as well.
I mean, she's not here, so maybe she has less stake in doing it, but
But she probably also has more time.
More time, exactly.
Compared to not competing. And another finisher very, very soon, about 5 or 6 pieces left.
Has everyone been finishing with like the buildings?
Pretty much. Yes.
We did see a couple finish on with some blue pieces, but it's all either the blue or the buildings.
It's all in the middle. So what we have been seeing with almost every single pair, not even almost every pair, is that they started working on the top and working on the bottom and working their way towards the middle.
yeah, that seems like the most logical thing for us to do as well, especially because also you have to puzzle sideways. So the way that that the puzzle is lying is kind of then you're not working like super close next to each other, and you have a little bit of space and very different types of pieces as well. So.
And how was it like in the puzzle? As in like having like actually doing the puzzle, because as we were sitting here we have not completed it ourselves, so it's mostly speculation and like, you know, that amount of experience that we have, but otherwise, like, how much can you tell the difference between the different sections by the pieces?
At first not really, but then when you look closer you can actually see differences, but you have to refer to the box quite a lot to see it. So if you just see the pieces on the thing, it was hard to tell where they go. But if you actually look at it like close and like hold it up, yeah. I don't like to do that. I lose time when I do that, so it's not my preferred method, which is why like I felt a little bit overwhelmed when we only had like buildings and blue left lying, because I couldn't tell where what goes. But then I can trust on my pairs partner that she will find something for me to do.
Oh yes. And then are you going to be in the final?
Yes.
And how are you going to prepare in the time left until the final?
I'm just gonna chill.
Chill, so like more mental preparation.
Yeah, I'm gonna rest, drink some water, have some cookies, like some sugar, because yeah, I don't think I want to eat something heavy, because then I get tired and I'll lose focus. So yeah, just some cookies and like snacks that I brought, some nuts.
Just something to keep you going.
Exactly.
Yes, and then we have more and more pairs finished. It's really everyone just on the last few pieces.
And it is just the last couple of rows as well, last row and a bit really now left.
Yes, pretty much. And nobody is really very far behind anybody else. So yeah, now we can actually really start rooting for everyone to finish on time.
Yes, I think everyone will finish. I'm going to be optimistic about it.
Yeah, it also feels a little bit like the audience is also like waiting for it.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone's here, everyone's watching.
I think the one relief for the pair that will finish last is they won't be too far behind the one in front of them. So
no,
it's not like it's not like some of them where it's 5 minutes and you're the last pair.
Yeah, and then everybody is watching the
staring
one
at
pair.
you, one pair. Oh, that happened at Worlds a couple of times. So it was just
yes. Even though it was very memorable of that that one person who finished last in, I think it was the semi-final.
Yes.
And like she probably got a bigger cheer than the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's just so fun. You just want the last person to finish, you know, or like someone to finish like in the last second.
You can see the stress building up on them and that.
Yeah, of course. But you also just want to celebrate the fact that everybody is good.
Yes.
Because that also, like, if everybody is done and there's someone who is last before the time runs out, that also shows that like it has been an incredibly strong competition.
Yes.
And everyone is very, very good.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, exactly.
That was a very happy ending as well.
And in general, I think it was a strong competition overall. If you look at the times that you needed to have in order to qualify for the finals, it's not for people who cannot reach under the hour, let's say. So you have to be...
you pretty much needed like a solid 45 minutes, I think.
It was less than that to get through. I think the slowest time to get through was in A was about 43 and in B was about 41. So
that is a tight competition.
I only know that because I went out with 43 dead on B. So
and in that way we have, everyone's super close. I can't... Yeah, there's still maybe about 8 or 9 puzzling.
Yeah. There's a couple I'm maybe not hopeful for, but they might get there still.
Yes, but nobody's really.
No, they're not going to be.
They're
not going to be. No.
Or super far behind.
Exactly. Yeah. It is just. I think it is just the white and the blue. As ever.
Yeah, on most tables, and also like most of the white pieces just blend in with the table.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was one tricky thing that we had as we were watching like, the first couple of finishers, because there were some of the pairs in the top 5 who only had like white pieces left, and it was super hard to tell of like what is actually missing from their puzzle and how much ahead they are compared to everybody else, or how much behind. Last few pieces.
And the proper corner table as well, so he's really in the audience.
So you can really feel the attention,
Exactly.
even though it's like now it's pretty visible that it's very relaxed.
Yes.
Like you have enough space, you don't feel crowded.
No. Yeah, I think maybe this puzzle tricked some people because we also thought like, oh, it's very similar to the Valladolid puzzle.
Yes.
But the Valladolid puzzle is so much easier than this.
Yeah.
Also because there's so much, like for me, what I found most confusing were all of these little orange spots.
That's something we said at the time, yes.
They're everywhere.
Everywhere.
And then you hold the piece and you're like, where does this orange spot go?
Because we definitely saw people with the whole bottom edge just with the orange puzzle piece missing from it. And
Yeah, I also had that missing for a long time. So let's see the corner table. They're about to...
The corner table, last piece. Yes,
Yes.
There we go.
and done. And a big cheer from the audience. Yes, and we have Angelica and Catherine almost done as well. And now we only have 10 pairs left.
10 pairs left and 10 minutes
10
to
pairs
do
left
it.
and 10 minutes for them to do it, which is not impossible at all.
I think Kat and Angelica, they can do it. They only have the white pieces left.
Pretty much everyone has just a white and blue, white and or blue pieces left.
Yeah, the pair in the bottom right has, I think, the most pieces still.
Of the ones we can see.
Yeah.
Yes. There is still 10 minutes to go. It's still
possible.
doable.
Yeah, maybe we need to like cheer them on next to the table.
Exactly.
Or that makes them super nervous and then they can't put one in. Cause
Yeah, that's actually something that I'm not entirely sure is helpful. Of like, you also get a little bit distracted, or you feel more people gathering around you, and I don't know if you get that sense as well of like, if the camera is on you, all of a sudden the pieces just don't want to work.
I've never noticed the camera being on me.
Really?
I
I don't know. I can't. Like,
I look up and I'm surprised when I was like, oh, there's one there.
oh, like there were some competitions where I could like sense the camera above me, and then all of a sudden just the pieces don't work. But then at Worlds, I was actually lucky enough that most of my finishes were missed by the camera, and so I actually didn't get to experience that.
yeah, I always start to get nervous when the judge is like hovering around you.
Yeah. It's when they pick up your paper with the to fill it in.
And then I'm like, I still have 50 pieces.
Exactly,
to
and
go.
they do it so early. It's
like, go away.
Yeah,
I noticed.
there was one time where I actually told the judge of like, that's actually very optimistic of you. You can come back later. And yeah, there is some fan club for Angelica and Kat. Go Fox and Partner. They are actually skipping the FIFA Club VM for them, which is, I guess, the World Championship.
the Club World Cup, I suppose. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know anything about sports. I just know stuff about puzzles.
Yes. I think that can be said to a lot of people, that like we are more the nerdy type, and like we don't really, not all of us follow sports. Another finish. Well, we don't really follow sports apart from this one.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is my sport. Yay!
Yay! Congratulations!
Well done.
Yes. Let's update the results and take a look. So we have I think we have over 90. We have 91 people that are done.
And then
91 pairs.
at least 92, so because we've seen one finish since.
And yeah, 92 or 93 already. Yeah. And then very soon it's going to be
there's another one.
Two finish at the same time. Yay.
It's getting super close.
Oh, and there's a missing piece.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
The stress. Yeah, we were lucky that Janos Kubinka was just standing next to us and he found two of our pieces on the floor and he put them on just as we were like in the finish, and I was like, are those our pieces? Yes, they are.
Oh. Yeah, that is actually super helpful. But it can be very distracting sometimes as well. There was a pair competition that I was actually doing with Amelia in Belgium, and just a well-meaning bystander all of a sudden brought us an extra piece. So we could tell that it was not ours. And then the thing is, like, you know, when you're like in the moment and all of a sudden someone distracts you, like we literally were just like, this is not ours, and we just like threw it off the table, which like might have been a little bit rude, unfortunately, but like, you know, it gets very uncomfortable or like distracting.
Yeah, which is why I like the chandling shimmy, where you put a piece of paper underneath the puzzle piece, so that when you are missing the puzzle piece, you look around and you can see that it's underneath.
They've been doing that in a few competitions recently.
Yeah. So they've
a colourful post-it note underneath.
Exactly, yeah. They've been doing it in the US, and it's also, you know, the judge who is always wearing like the Mickey Mouse ears.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he's invented it.
Oh, okay.
And they've also done it at Dutch Nationals.
Yeah, at UK Nationals they were doing it as well, so.
And I really loved it because, yeah, I'm a person, especially when I'm nervous, I will drop pieces, and then if I know that they will do that, I'm not going to go and pick them up immediately. I just wait until maybe I have a lull or something, and then I look around and you can see them immediately and you can pick them up, and that way also you're not going to put a puzzle piece that belongs to someone else, like on someone else's table.
Although I suppose with the rules for this competition, you could just claim you're finished, because I think missing pieces don't count against you on the time. I think.
No.
You seem to have, you know, rules seem slightly be variable depending on which competition at the moment.
Yes, like you're apparently not supposed to get help from the outside.
Yes.
But yeah, also there are times when it doesn't really make a difference.
Yeah, exactly. It very rarely makes a difference.
And also at one point, like it also matters of like, I think, which placement you are on. Like, of course, if it was a podium placement, that would be decided
or if it's qualification from the round to the final, then it can really matter.
Then it's not really like nice in a sense. But like if you're in the final and you're at like place 50, it doesn't matter that much anymore if you're 50th or 51st.
Exactly.
Yes. So it doesn't change that much in that sense. But I do like the little post-it note idea, which
because it doesn't move the piece; it just highlights where it is for you.
So
and especially in some venues where the floor is not good for looking for pieces, it can really help.
Oh yeah, the pieces can also like blend in very much, and then you just can't find it, and then you get more stressed.
Yes.
This is also why it's better to just. I think it's better to just say like no, just stop the time, and we will just we take the penalty, because it can also take longer to find the piece.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always just say done.
Yeah.
Just done.
If I'm missing pieces, then I'll just take the seconds.
The impressive thing is when I do that, usually the piece is sat somewhere on top of my puzzle rather than on the floor.
Yeah, that's
and then you look bad.
That's the main reason that you have to like
So
just stroke the entire puzzle just to like see if you find the piece there.
Yes. I think some of these teams will finish in the next 4 minutes to go, but you can see the speeds pick up from them.
The speed is picking up and people are getting cheered on.
Exactly.
Yeah, we really don't have many people left.
Is it 4? Is it just those 4?
All of them.
Is it just those 4?
No, 5. There's 5 at most.
It's 5.
So
5.
In the bottom right, we have an Austrian team with Lena from the Vienna
Jigsaw Puzzle Club.
I think on the bottom left is that the Swiss team?
I don't think so. It's hard to tell because we can't see the table numbers. So, and I also can't really read the t-shirts anymore.
That's German? No, it's German.
No.
I could look at the flag on the thing.
I think they might not.
But they're almost there. Almost there.
Don't never give up.
That is a Polish pair.
They look more done than they are. They've got some white, I think, scattered, not joined up, possibly.
Oh yeah, true.
Where the building is.
True. 3 minutes
the old
left.
pretend finished, where you just put the pieces.
Yeah, you just throw it on top.
Exactly.
I mean, they are so close.
They are so close. They are super close.
They have it down for the next 2.5 minutes. It's fine.
We are seeing again the clouds really getting confused.
Yeah, and also they're picking up pace.
Yeah, they're absolutely fine.
Yeah, those they will just fly in now. The last.
Do they realise the cloud piece is missing? Because they seem to.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's a case of they're working so focused on the water, so when they spot the hole in the clouds.
Oh no!
We also had that piece missing. Or one of the.
Oh, there it goes. It's gone in. There it is.
Okay, very good.
Now they can go by shape.
And just 2 pieces left. And
whichever ones are in the hands as well.
Oh no! Just hiding the pieces.
Exactly.
And.
I won't go in.
Come on. And the last piece is always the wrong way around.
It's always the wrong way around. And then it's still the wrong way around after you turned it around.
Woo! And the big cheer.
The biggest cheer of the day, somehow.
That's so far the biggest cheer of the day.
Yeah.
Yay! Yes.
With a minute and a half left.
Super happy, and we still might get a finisher.
Yeah, we did.
It's
So
possible.
hopefully, there's one of the other pairs is
Looking
close.
at the others, very good. 1.5 minutes.
Not gonna quite make it.
No, just
and the speed just isn't
barely.
there as well.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
if they were like really going at it now,
Yeah.
I'd say they can do it.
No.
No, that's also probably
More than a
not going
minute's
to
worth.
happen in the last minute. Yeah, but every piece counts.
Exactly. It could be
Yes.
close for places for
Yes.
I'd rather come 99th than 100th.
Oh, they're extremely close though. It's 1 minute.
It's doable, but I don't think so.
Oh no. Yeah, just like that's just like
You can't miss at this point if you want to finish. It's
yeah. Would have to be extremely accurate there.
yeah.
If I could do maths extremely quickly, I could say like how many pieces a minute, a second they should be placing.
It looked like one. It looked like it was close to 1 a second. I think
Yeah.
between the two of them though. So one every 2 seconds each.
Yeah, but it's still some placement. Like every piece counts towards the very end, and they
I think
are
they-
not going to have to count very much.
No, exactly. Counting's easy at that point.
So
I
they are
think it's going to be
extremely close.
reasonably easy counting for all the remaining pairs.
Yes, that's going to go
Although-
pretty quick.
I always wonder how they count it with this, because obviously it's a 1,008 piece puzzle normally, isn't it? So you've got to take it off
Yes.
that.
Yeah, but here you still just count the remaining pieces, and I think the program calculates it by itself.
Calculate
so
it.
it's-
It does deduct it off 1,008. If
Yeah.
this one is 1,008, not all of thousands are, but
It's usually on the box.
Yeah.
And it's done.
And it's done.
Congratulations.
Only 4 pairs left, and they're so extremely close
Yes.
to being finished. It has been a very high-level pair competition.
Absolutely.
It was extremely fast. Everyone was doing amazingly. The first 2 finishers were just so close to each other. where we could
such a good finish. on
really,
that.
really see what difference it makes to take a different strategy to work on it. You're going to see on the live stream later on.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if you puzzle, you don't hear any of those things.
Yes, unfortunately, you don't get to see what is happening. But yes, thanks so much for watching the pairs final of the European Jigsaw Puzzle Championship. We had a blast. We hope you did as well. And thanks, Catherine, for joining us for the last few minutes.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you, Aaron, for
Thank you for having
co-hosting
me.
this round. And yes, we're going to continue with the finals of the individual competition. Exactly at 7:30.
Yep.
And you're both going to be puzzling in it.
I will be, yeah.
And we're going to be watching from here. So yes, see you at 7:30. Thank you very much for watching.